Kick back at the castle, pole on tuck, if these odds want battle. They gon' eat shells, I'ma feed them ammo. Barrel got big knife, call it Big Rambo. Pour another cup, baby, go ahead, smoke some weed. Hit that telegram, yeah, you know I got what you need. I love all my hoes, I ain't never met no tease.
Alrighty.
I'll drink. Let's go.
I did not drink to that.
Yeah, we got Alex Reymundo in the motherfucking building.
Let's fucking go.
And it
Alex Reymundo.
felt so formal, and then the music kicked in. I love it.
Yes,
How do you not feel at home?
Yeah.
That's what we strive
BFR.
for.
Welcome to the BFR podcast.
Buenas tardes.
Alex Reymundo in the
Buenas tardes.
motherfucking house.
Latin King of Comedy.
Hell
CEO of Number Juan
President, my friend.
President.
and I like saying that. I like emphasizing that. And I was a CEO at one time, but I became the president. And I like saying it because I nací in Mexico, so I can't be the president here. So it's the only president I can be.
Damn.
I feel that.
But that's your title? The company?
Yeah.
Damn,
Founder,
yeah.
Founder, president.
Co-founder. Or y'all.
It was me, and then Ron joined me.
Oh, he joined you?
Yeah, but
Oh,
we
cool.
founded it together.
That's badass. How long ago?
Empezó todo en 2011, and by 2013 we had bottles in the U.S., in Texas and Kentucky. Mis casas.
That's where you're living?
And crecí aquí in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, really? In Fort Worth?
And I've been in Kentucky for more than 20 years off and on. That's where my wife is from. So Blanco or Reposado. They're both beautiful. They're both amazing.
I'll go with Blanco.
Órale. Small batch. And by the way, gentlemen, you don't feel forced to shoot. Just or take a nice chug, but then sip away for a little bit.
I know Reposado is your favorite.
It's the one I drink the most, but I'll tell you what, every time I drink the Blanco,
Yeah, I'll probably go
me
Blanco.
enamoro otra vez.
And not a lot.
Blanco?
Yeah. I've never tried it.
Which one's better,
You
Alex?
never tried tequila?
No, I've never. Well, I stopped drinking tequila when I was 17.
Órale. Well,
As
what are you, 19 now?
I'm 40.
How about you, Flo?
You just give me
Santa
whatever.
Claus.
I will do whatever.
Santa Claus.
Oh, dude, I should do that for
Dude,
Christmas,
I love
bro.
that shit.
Little white beard.
Santa
Thank you.
Claus.
Okay, so I'll tell you, it all starts with a Blanco, double distilled. This is fully mature agave from Amatitan, Jalisco, and we are a lowland tequila, which means we're more earthy than floral, and double distilled, so fully matured. And then the Blanco and the Reposado is the Blanco. After it sits for 9 months in 2 barrels, bourbon and cognac, and then we blend them. Precioso.
Salud. Fuck, thank you.
It is good to say.
Santa Claus took it all down.
Yes, sir.
I'm sipping.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And that's what happened to me. I drank it and fell in love with it. And I've been drinking tequila since I was, 16, 17. And I just wanted to drink, right? I discovered a whole new world and you closed a chapter.
Yeah.
But I just asked the question. I said, where can I find this in America? ¿Cómo se llama esto en los Estados Unidos? And he said, no se llama nada porque no lo tenemos allí.
What?
And I could hear my father from the grave saying, no seas pendejo. So we acquired the rights. And all I really did is I gave my word that I would put the same passion into speaking of it that they do into making it, because they're artists.
Wow.
And it's a century-old distillery now. But that's pretty tequila. In Mexico, este tequila se llama Regalo de Dios.
Really?
Regalo de Dios.
That's your dad on the bottle?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Put my dad on the neck. El cuello de todos.
That's so cool.
Damn. That's crazy. What did he do? He was a cliff diver?
He was a waiter here in the U.S., but
Your
yes.
dad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Banquet waiter, captain, entrepreneur. But when he was a kid, like, when he was 17, he was cliff diving and
That's when I quit.
lifeguarding. And yeah, that's when I quit. Man, you shut your life down. You closed all the fun doors.
I started having kids.
At 17?
At 18, 19. Yeah.
Oh, shit. How many kids you got?
I have 3. I have a 22-year-old.
And how old are you now?
40.
28? Oh,
40. Yeah. And then I have the 2, 7 and 5.
They're amazed by your tour bus right now.
Yeah.
The kids are?
Yeah.
The kids are. They can come on.
Yeah.
man.
They're like, oh my God, you have a famous person here.
Hey, so
Yeah.
dig this. When I first, one of the first times that I got to ride in a limo And it wasn't even from stand-up comedy. It was me and some friends. He worked at a place that had a limo to rent, and so we could take it for cost for the weekend. And all my cousins, I had it pick us up. And one of my cousins, and I was 18, 19, and they were 11. And they get in and they go, "There's a TV." And then he goes, "Oh my God, there's 2 TVs." And I was like, "That's a mirror, dumbass." As a kid, you're so excited about everything,
Yeah.
It's 10 times bigger than it seems. But yeah, they're welcome to come on. They'll love it.
Awesome.
They'll love it.
Sorry if I'm distracted. I'm fixing his camera.
Yeah.
Is it off?
Does it not look just like me?
No, it looks better.
It's definitely fucked up.
Where are you coming from? Told you.
Vine de casa de mi mamá. I was at my mom's house last night. I was in Kentucky 2 days ago, flew to Dallas, picked up the tour bus, got to see my mama in Fort Worth.
Oh, yeah? So you don't take, like, how often do you have the tour bus with you?
I'd say 60% of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you're doing shows, when you're okay, when you have shows lined
especially
up on
when
the
it's
road?
lined up like this week, like this next 2 weekends are. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we gotta be either 4 or 11 hours somewhere the next day. So
Damn.
it makes more sense to do that.
Is tomorrow the show with was it
Raymond
Horta?
Horta?
Mañana, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if
shit.
Raymond's joining me tomorrow. I know he's joining me in South Padre, but tomorrow we're in Harlingen, which Raymond set up.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if he'll be at that show. I saw the art for South Padre, and he will be there. And by the way, that art looks pretty cool.
Dude, that was a dope ass.
Yeah,
fucking flyer.
I dug it. I
It's
see a lot of posters
looking over at you.
Yeah, I see a lot of posters, and I looked at that one. I said, to me, I said in my own mind, that looks like a tour.
Yeah.
That looks like
Have
a
you
tour.
worked with Raymond before?
Back in the day. It's been a long time. I first met Raymond when he was on that radio station down in Corpus, I think. I think that's the first time I ever met him. Walked into a studio and he was, one of the guys on the show, and he was a gem,
Yeah, man. He is a killer, dude.
Yeah, no.
I seen him recently. He did a show at a theater by San Antonio College. And man, he killed. He had everybody just cracking up. And I was like,
He's been doing that a long time.
yeah.
He's been doing that a long time.
Yeah, I love that.
Salud, señores. To Raymond.
Yes, thank you, because we just fucking officially went live
Órale.
on the YouTube BFR podcast on YouTube.
Oh,
They're pretty.
yeah. It was really good. It was really, really good.
If I get arrested tonight,
You're already home.
It's Alex's fault.
true.
You're already home.
It's
Your
domestic
kids are here.
violence.
No means no.
Your kids be like, "I hate that bus."
Dude, tequila used to be like the thing that, there was that alcohol that somebody was like, oh, that would make me mean. Like tequila was the one that,
Usually tequila gets the blame for a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And but here's the funny thing is, obviously you can have too much tequila, but it is a stimulant. So it does take you to a different place. But a lot of times people will drink beer, Long Island teas, White Russians, kamikazes, Jaeger. And at the end of the night, they go, "Let's do a tequila." And then they do a
and then
tequila
they-
and they feel like shit. And tequila gets the blame.
It was
or
the
don't
fucking
blame tequila because you're a piece of shit, bro.
The truth is, if you drink tequila straight without any added artificial sugar, and you chug a little water, as you see me doing,
Right.
on the side, which is technically a margarita. No, I'm kidding. It's lemon water. But there is no hangover. There is no headache. There isn't.
Really?
Yeah,
Hey.
you can
Yeah.
if you don't drink enough water.
Right.
You can dehydrate,
Mm.
but it
it's
gets
e-
a bad rap.
So it's easier to like.
I'm here to defend tequila.
Yeah. So it's easier to sober
For
up.
years. It's got the shitty motherfucking name, man. I'm here to right the ship. Anyway, sorry.
Damn. Fuck yeah.
Like I said, I gave my heart that I put the same passion.
I love that, man. I love it.
So how did Ron get involved with it?
Because of me. I mean, we went down there together, and he was very famous for drinking scotch at the time. Drank tequila
On stage.
the first in the beginning. When I first met Ron, he was drinking tequila and beer. But anyway, at that point, drinking scotch. But we stumbled across it. I fell in love with it, and the words that came out of my mouth was that all 4 bottles. They make a blanco reposado, añejo, and an extra añejo. I said all 4 bottles, hands down, best tequila I've ever had. And that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be hard pressed to find 8 tequilas just as good. And they exist. But Ron looked at me and said, Alex, that's not just the best tequila. He says, that's the best drink of liquor I've ever had in my life. And that's when we asked the guy, and that's when he said no U.S. presence. And that's when I said, I'm going to do this. And then Ron was like, I want to join you. And I was like, you're fucking nuts. You're famous for scotch. The next morning, because I was like, you're drunk. You're fucking drunk. He was like, come on, let's do it.
You thought he was drunk talking?
Yeah, and he was also being cool, and because we're friends, and you know. But I was like, understand you know. I mean, think about this. And when you see something of Ron White, it's that Southern dude with a scotch in his hand. It's branded. You know. And I said, you're drunk. You know, and he said, so.
You're right.
You knew I was a bear. But the next morning, you know, we're close enough friends that have been in enough places that this time we were in Mexico, we were in the same room, not the same bed, right? But the same room. And I literally woke up and he's staring right at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Damn. And he goes, I ain't drunk now. Are we going to do this? And I was like, órale. All right. Okay, man, let's fucking go. Because I just wanted to drink it. And that's what I've accomplished, I think.
100.
Damn, that's fucking
because I just did at your house outside of San Antonio, Texas.
Hell yeah. Do people just walk up on you like, what is this? What is this bus?
Yeah, people ask me all the time and I say, you know, we actually don't get to carry. We shouldn't carry bottles in our vehicles in the bus and stuff. And if we do, out of reach.
Oh yeah, because open carry.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, there's still the law.
Or open whatever. What is
open
it?
container.
Open container.
But it's access to.
Yeah.
Who came up with the name?
Me.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
Me. It came from one of my bits. I just knew it got a laugh. And I also wanted to name, you know, soy mexicano, ¿verdad? Y en México, este tequila se llama Regalo de Dios.
That's what it is? Okay.
That's
so you branded it.
Yeah. Well,
here.
I changed it to Number Juan here.
Yeah.
But in Mexico, the product they make, this tequila, the only difference between their tequila and my tequila, they make it, so it's theirs. But is in Mexico, all tequila is 38% alcohol. In the U.S., it's all 40%. So that's you know, a U.S. thing. So that's the only difference. So they're my sister.
Wow.
Or I'm their sister. And
that's the most popular
what?
Type of tequila in Mexico, you said?
No.
Oh,
I mean, there's thousands of tequilas in Mexico.
Damn.
That's all they got.
That's wild. Huh?
So that's all they got.
You
in
know what's
Mexico.
crazy though? Tequila in Mexico is taxed very high. So although people drink tequila in Mexico, it's mostly an export. And a lot of Mexicanos, that's why in Mexico, the first drink I ever had was in Acapulco with my family as I was a kid, was El Presidente and Coke. You know, that's a brandy.
Yeah.
That's a brandy. And Scotch is huge in Mexico. You know, a lot of people drink scotch.
So we should start smuggling tequila.
Exactly.
The other way.
Right?
Yeah.
Be
Bring it over
hilarious.
here and take it back.
with people.
Smuggle it back in.
Yeah.
Smuggle
sell
some
it
people.
You know what? You just solved the border crisis.
I
Just
think I
get everybody,
did.
get them a bottle of tequila and send them back.
Right.
There
And they
you
get
go.
it cheaper. It's like, here, you're going to go to the store for this shit?
When I was in Mexico, they were really taxing on the tequila out there.
That's crazy.
But I think it's because you expect to get it in Mexico,
when
so
you go
they're
to
like,
Mexico.
they're thinking they're getting the best shit. We're gonna up the prices.
Well, they get their share, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm onto them.
yeah.
I'm onto them.
That's nuts. When did you start doing stand-up comedy?
89, 90, either the very beginning of 90, because the first time I'm wrong. It was 88. It was 80. I met Ron in 87, so I started in 88.
Fuck.
So you weren't that new then when you got on Latin King. of Comedy.
No, I'd been out on the road in a while. You know, the first time I went to LA, I was easily 9 years into the game, working the road. And you know, it was good to me. It was good to me. And I came out of Fort Worth and I went north and east. And it was very good to me. And at one point I went to LA and I remember thinking, because things were going well for me. And no one knew my name. And I remember thinking, I went to the Laugh Factory on a Monday night. Somebody said, you got to go to there. That's where there's a Latino night. And I was like, really, on a Monday? Turns out there was 2 shows every Monday. And I get there and I was thinking, man, I'm gonna get to Hollywood. I'm gonna become a star. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And I watched the first show and I saw Gilbert Esquivel, Rudy Moreno, Pablo Francisco, Freddie Soto, Willie Barcena, Jeff Garcia, Felipe Esparza, a handful of Darren Carter, he's Mexican, just a handful of Latino comics. And I was in the back of the room and I remember thinking, this is going to take a little longer than I thought, because these were all fucking great comics back in the day and are now. And I saw a lot of talent and a lot of voices, different voices, but I was unique in the sense that I remember when I walked up, someone in the front row was like, this guy, he kind of talks funny. Because I sound like this. And
you could hear them say
the laugh factor, they're this close to you.
Yeah.
And this guy talks funny. I don't know about his voice, but
that's hilarious.
But then that wasn't until, in the 90s.
And it's because your accent isn't like, you don't have a thick Mexican accent.
Yeah, I just got this Southern thing sounding in it. But I grew up in Texas. That's what I sound. That's me. That's just who I am. And Paul Rodriguez saw me there, and he was like, you're kind of different with this Mexican hillbilly thing. and he took me on a couple gigs. I got to open for Paul, and he paid me $850 to do 20 minutes in Toledo, Ohio, or somewhere else, and then I met Joey, and then we all moved to Hollywood, and it was just fucking cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
We had Paul on about a month ago, 2 months ago.
About 2 months ago.
We went.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he was chomping on some pizza like crazy. We gave him pizza. We fucked up because we fed him, and he's eating like.
Oh no!
And then
you should. You would have met him in the '90s. Been doing coke, and then all that. It's one sound effect or another.
That's fucking.
Sorry, I know your kids over there. I'm sorry.
Oh no, they don't hear it. They don't even pay attention.
Are you kidding me?
Our podcast is worse than than this shit.
This is tame today.
This is
okay,
tame.
Well, drink up, fuckers.
And we're never live, so I'm trying to figure this shit out.
That's the same
this
thing.
Live thing.
I mean, you're the same thing, right?
That's not because I record directly on these cameras when I'm not live, so I don't have to control anything, and then I'll produce it afterwards.
So you got a job right now.
Yeah, because right now I'm like, fuck. Some of our cameras are like mine and yours they're live. We're moving. These two guys are frozen. I'm like, fuck.
Well, they haven't moved the whole time.
That's true.
Yeah, we're statues.
They wouldn't notice
we're
with
playing
this
a game
guy.
with the audience. Who's flaws and who's rich? Guess the shape.
How was the drive though? Because man, thank you for taking that fucking drive, because I know you were Dallas. You're going the Valley. Stop in San Antonio.
It's one of my favorite things, and it's why I like the bus so much. I love windshield time. I started as a road comic.
Yeah.
Thank God I like the road. I mean, I've met a lot of great comics over the time that just hate the road. And wouldn't that make it miserable? I mean, you have this art form that you want to do. You have this voice that you want to speak, and you hate the part that I love the traveling. I was in a Hy-Vee parking lot. You know where it is. It's close to you.
Yeah.
I was in their parking lot for a good hour and a half today. I stopped there, dropped anchor, and which is not code for took a shit, everybody. I dropped anchor and I took a shower and then I went in, did a little shopping, and then I came over here.
Do you have a restroom in there?
Yeah, I got everything in there. I got a fireplace, bro.
Did you have a fireplace?
I got a
in there?
fireplace.
Did you build it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I bought the bus. It was a 42-seat passenger bus. And me and my boy stripped all the seats, everything out of it. And then I took it to a friend of mine, Ron White's tour manager, dear friend of mine, Pat McCollum. He used to own a company called Nashville Coach. That's what they did. They built custom coaches for, star coaches. Me, him, and two of his boys over 2 months. I designed it and we built it.
Wow.
Everything in there is foreign.
How long did it take?
Like me. About 2 months. About me.
Really?
2 months, yeah.
Oh shit!
But we humped ass. There was at least 3 times that we.
How many guys were doing
that? Is that how you pay for it?
And it still only took you 2 months. How many times you stopped for that?
We stopped and pouted a while. That did sound bad. Sorry, sorry, Mama. Hijo,
We humped ass. I didn't know you humped ass.
I don't like the bus no more. Hijo.
Do you eat ass?
No,
No, man. What?
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Not while I'm drinking.
I have a beautiful wife, and the answer is still no.
No. She wouldn't even let you. I bet.
I've never asked.
Yeah.
It's just to keep things kind of
Asked.
fun every once in a while.
Yeah, that
I'll
would
go,
be fun.
I'll go. I'm gonna fuck you in the ass.
Oh,
She goes,
no.
but I have no desire to. Right?
Yeah.
Zero. And it's
That's
just
gay, Beans. So stop doing it.
Okay. My bad.
What's he's what?
I said because he's Beans is gay, so he loves the ass
Really? With
stuff.
the three
with all
kids?
these
Come here, kids. I got a story.
I was like, what? What?
After the third one, was like, you know what? I think I'm gay.
But you
I don't
know,
think I like this.
I have said it to my wife a few times, just to get the response, but she goes, okay, but I'm going to do you first with something the size of your dick, and I'm like, yeah, okay, baby, no, I'm kidding,
Where are you gonna find that, babe?
There's a little sausage links.
Oh man, and you've been married for what, 25 years?
29, este año 29 años.
How?
How?
Like, how do
man.
y'all do that?
Well, I'm
Oh,
on the
you all
road.
both
I'm-
enjoy the road, though, right?
Yeah,
Y'all both
I do.
travel?
And she used to be a flight attendant. And
Yeah.
she doesn't travel, and she loves traveling, but she doesn't like to go too many places now. But in the beginning, it made our relationship easy. I never had to say, oh, I gotta go, or she understood it. She was packing as much as I was, which sounds weird too.
Wait a minute. That's why she said.
Hey, that's where she gets it.
But she it makes y'all once y'all see each other again that much better, right? When you're apart.
Yeah. And 30 years we've been together, and easily a third of it I've been going, if you measured all of it.
You got it planned out.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm a working comic.
Yeah,
I've always done 38 to 42 weekends a year somewhere in America
Yeah.
for 30 years, 30 plus.
Yeah, it's just like a soldier. It's like, imagine I'm
Yeah.
off fighting for the country, man.
Except you're not gonna get shot.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking tell jokes.
Well,
and kill.
shit's happened. I've seen shit happen.
Good, yeah. Or slap.
Oh yeah, I heard you were crazy back in the day.
I don't know about that, but back in the day, there was an old VHS tape that went around of a guy named Kenny Moore, I think. Does that name even ring a bell? Only because it was almost like one of the first viral things. And there was no internet yet. But a guy named Kenny Moore,
Not a
he was
football
out of
player,
Dallas.
right?
Huh? No.
Okay.
Comic out of Dallas. He was, I think, in Louisiana somewhere, and he was a guitar act, very fun, very funny. And I don't know, I wasn't there, but I saw the grainy videotape of him saying something, someone heckling back and forth, and whatever, I don't remember the words that were said, but at one time the guy starts coming, he's, don't you come up here, don't you come, and you see him kind of panic, because he's like, oh shit, this motherfucker's coming up here. And he just, the guy takes half a step onto the stage, and he just takes him out with his guitar.
Oh,
And the dude goes out, and they're going to press charges. And that tape went, everybody saw a copy of that tape, and we didn't have the internet.
Wow.
I'll tell you who didn't see it. Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He did not see that tape.
He didn't see it coming. Like Kenny Moore could have said, hey, I'll tell you what you do there. In this situation.
That's fucked up.
Fuck
Damn.
Will Smith. What a fucking dick.
That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
dude. Fuck
Yeah.
Will Smith, dude.
Yeah. Man, it's hard, man. It's hard to take. You don't want to hold a grudge for somebody who didn't do shit to you, but that's fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never been a guy that fights someone else's fight. I'll listen to what's going on, and hey, and I'll jump in when I need to, because I used to be crazy, fellas.
I told you, dude.
But yeah, you see that. Well, that's just a bitch ass move.
Yeah.
That's just that's no class. That's
He should know what
that's
he's
drugs. That's I don't know. It's ego. It's whatever it was.
It's
fucked up.
pussy. And I don't even know if he is getting pussy, like from her.
Yeah,
I don't think she's even sleeping with him.
Yeah, because they were like separate. He should like for like 5 years.
I think she still sleeps with Tupac's ghost. Fucking succubus.
I just see, and maybe in that moment in his mind, Popeye's voice, I can't stand this no more.
Yeah.
And I don't do voices, and I just channeled a Popeye voice. Never done a Popeye voice in my life.
Not bad.
You have a joke about the everybody sucks dick, even your grandma and your mom suck dick.
It's not a joke; it's a fact.
Yeah, it is a fact, man.
I like spitting facts.
I shared it yesterday. I was like, man, this is so fucking funny because people don't want to hear that, but it's true.
And that's why I showed up.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, I love, soy majadero, ¿verdad? At times, I like to think, I'm just trying to regurgitate my thoughts in one way or another. And what's always been fun to me is, I've never really held back. That's why I don't like corporate gigs. I've done them and I'll do them again. Mm-hmm. And I don't like doing I wasn't a fan of the cruise ships. I think I did 2. And I was like, yeah, no, because I don't like, the regulation, and not that I'm always going to go out of bounds, but I don't want to regulate myself while I'm there.
Yeah.
And, but what's funny to me is I try to choose the right words for each audience to make it palatable, because we read it.
Yeah.
We read it, and sometimes we read it right, and sometimes we read it wrong. But I'm always going to say what I want to say. And a lot of times at the end of shows, older folks are like, and you're not even nasty. And I'm like, okay.
Have you had one of those like corporate gigs where you're just like, I need to get the fuck out of here?
Sure, man. Right? Sure. There's, and that's not fun because I my goal genuinely is to have fun at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's why I did the tequila. That's why I had the kids. That's why, that's why my marriage has worked out. Cause I think we're it's a struggle a million times and there's a lot of work like stand-up comedy, but I'm trying to have fun at it, and y si no, porque vine,
Mm-hmm. Love that. Love that. Yeah. I heard fucking Shane Gillis got booked for a halftime show at a college game. And
For real?
Yeah, and he was 100% like, I'm not gonna do this. Like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna really, really suck. And he got up there and he bombed. And he's like, I don't know why the fuck I did that.
At one time, Ron told me, he said he's on top of the world, and he says something. He says, "I'm at Willie Nelson," and I'm butchering this story a little too. And he said, "I'd like you to play my barbecue." He's like, Willie, I don't do barbecues. And he goes, it's a cool thing. And they had fun, I guess, somehow, whatever happened. And they called him and Ron was like, yeah, no. And then he gave him a price and they went higher than that. And he goes,
I do barbecue.
He goes, I'm going to do a barbecue. But you know what? He told me later, he said it fucking sucked. And not because because guess what? It was outdoors. There was a big party. Even though a lot of people gathered, a lot of people didn't. There's kids. It's open. He was on a hay wagon. Oh. But he made, some handsome money. And that I'd share the number, but that's his business, not mine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
But handsome money.
That's awesome. And he did a gig for Willie.
Yeah, and he got to get high with Willie. And then that was the best. That's what he said. That was the best part. But sometimes you're like, the money's great. Mm-hmm. And even when you don't make money, it's great to do if you're having fun.
Yeah.
Pero si no te gusta, man, it sucks to suck.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, to this day, my wife and kids and anyone that knows me before I go on stage or when I leave town, my kids, right before I leave, they go, "Don't suck, Dad. Don't suck." That's the word, and they're entertainers. And so say it back to them because that's I don't want to hear good luck. I don't want to hear break a leg, and it has nothing to do with any of that shit. Don't suck. That's clear direction.
One time my
that's
son,
what you strive for.
That's great. My son one time was like, I was nervous because I don't do stand up a lot, but I recently started doing it because of the podcast. And I was nervous. And
you should be.
I'm
nervous every time still.
My son's like, "Dad, what, you think you're not going to be funny?" And I was like, fuck. Yeah, you're fucking right. But probably not. Because you don't know. You don't know. You can have your set.
You'll find out real quick.
Yeah,
You'll find out real quick. We used to do a little commercial for the Funny Bone in Arlington because I started there as a bartender. And that's the story of how I met Ron. The first time he ever walked on stage to do amateur night, he was nervous. He was afraid. He went to the bar, ordered a Budweiser and a shot of tequila. And on that day, I was the bartender. And that's where we met.
Oh, shit.
And I hadn't even done stand-up. I just started working there as a bartender.
Damn.
Discovered that art form there, and I discovered how all these dudes were going home with these amazingly beautiful women. I was like, what the fuck? And I was trying to be in a band at the time.
All these ugly dudes.
Yeah. Just, and I was like, man,
what's going on?
Hey, you know what? And I happily married, right? And long time, a beautiful wife and a beautiful family. But in the day, I got a lot of pussy, man. And easily 70% of it I wouldn't have gotten if I wouldn't have been on that stage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or funny.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, both.
Yeah.
They go, anyway.
I don't know, man. You
So
had some
thank you to all
luscious
the
hair.
ladies.
I know.
You had
the
a
hair and
very, very pretty face. I think you would have got it without it.
Well, like I said, 30%. I would have got 30%. I wasn't yanking it a lot,
Yeah.
But I did get more than my share
Yeah.
of what it should have been, what was dealt out.
Damn.
And it was fun. It was fun.
And like this
Like
whole
it must
time,
be for the younger comics too. I see them.
When it comes, it's like great. It's like, whoa, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
As a DJ, that's when it first started happening. When I started DJing, it was fucking weird. It was weird just to be like, just because I'm here, like,
Yeah, right?
girls want to sleep with me because I could be here doing nothing, and none of these chicks are gonna fucking look at me. But I'm here.
You evoked emotion out of them somehow with the music.
True.
I did it with a joke, and
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I
make 'em cry.
I haven't done this. I didn't think. When's the first time you got laid?
I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Was it
dropped-
on your birthday
14,
night
15?
from
No,
14 to
I
15?
don't- Oh no!
Or you fucked the whole year?
It was during spring break, and I got dropped off at a La Fiesta in the South Side, and I walked to this girl's house, and I smashed her while her mom was gone.
Órale.
Damn.
was it a
Yes,
It's a sexual and a literally correct term.
That's wild.
yeah, and then I popped her cherry too.
I don't.
We popped each other's cherry.
Oh,
But you didn't bleed.
Neither did she. Maybe
bleed
I
from
have
the
a-
inside,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I
Hey,
did-
the first time I got laid, me and my buddy were trying to buy. We weren't trying to buy.
I don't like where this is going.
No,
Alex.
We're pounding ass,
I know,
bro.
oh my God, we were pounding. We built a bus.
up in that she was painted and me and my buddy.
Hey, this is a different story, but I'll tell this. You know where I learned to be gracious and accept things that I probably wasn't into? Prison. And that's a different story, and I won't tell it. But back then, me and my buddy
why
were
not?
trying to get beer. We weren't trying to buy beer. We were trying to get someone to buy us beer. And we saw these girls. We were outside a 7-Eleven. And I was 15. And we were like, hey, we buy some beer. And this girl's like, obviously 3 or 4 people said no. And and then these girls. And I don't know if they were, I think they must have been 19 because when I was young, the drinking age was 18. And right before I turned 18, it went to 19 and then 21. So these girls might have been 18 or 19. And they bought us the beer and they're like, what are you going to do with this beer? We're like, we're going to drink it. They go, why don't you drink it with us? We're like, okay. And we went to some little abandoned, not abandoned, they were getting ready to develop this neighborhood and there was a court. And we used to go up there and drink and I got laid, man. I was like, holy shit. And then and then all of a sudden I got laid like 3 times in the next 10 days. It's just weird how it just exploded. And the
Literally.
funny thing is we were pretty poor and I only had this one pair of Jordache jeans. Actually, I had 2 jeans. One was a Jordache and I used to call them my lucky jeans because the first 3 times I wore them, I fucking got laid, man.
Wow.
True story.
Couldn't do that in Jinkos. Remember Jinkos?
Oh yeah.
Those were our fucking jeans.
Really?
90s. Dude, you don't know what Jinkos were?
No idea.
Those big fucking the bell bottom.
Oh
Remember
my
the
God.
90s when the
The
guys
straight
started
legs.
wearing fucking huge
Yeah.
ass.
Oh, yeah.
Those.
Yeah. I remember my cousins.
I don't think I ever got laid in those jeans.
Oh,
It's
I know
like
I
prison
did.
attire. That's
Yeah,
when prison, because
that's
prison
true.
attire, they put you in loose stuff and you know why they put you in loose stuff? To take away your confidence in anything you are, to take away your identity.
Oh.
Oh.
They
I
took
thought
away
so
your
that-
Jordache, man.
I thought it was like if they shanked you, they didn't know where to hit.
Well, that's a benefit.
too. Yeah,
That's
I
a
know.
benefit, you know.
That's true.
I read, I didn't read shit. I heard that back in the day, that's why men would grow the long beards because they would help you in battle because a lot of times it would either save you because a blade would get caught in it or this or that, or the other person would fuck with his own beard
Damn.
it was an asset.
Oh, like the Vikings, right?
Yeah, it was an asset.
Yeah.
Man, I'd be fucked.
Were the Vikings?
That's why you were
Yeah,
afraid
he
of somebody
can-
with a
he's
really
been
long
growing his
beard
beard.
because you're afraid of somebody with a long beard because you're like, oh, this dude's fought a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's made it.
But testosterone was different back then,
Yeah, it
dude.
was.
They weren't putting all this stuff in your food back then.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. You would have grown a beard.
Yeah, you were eating pure just meat.
Who doesn't grow a beard?
Me.
He-
Yeah,
This
you
is
got a
it.
beard.
Since we started our podcast,
Dude,
yeah,
this, you know, this is what 7 days for me.
damn.
And I did a movie once where I had to grow something. I probably had about what you got there, Rich, but it took me easily a month and a half or 2 months to get that. Yo
This is
soy
like 5
indio.
years.
Yo soy indio. No tengo nada, you know? I look at my son.
crazy.
He's like all hairy in the legs. I'm like, cabrón, what the fuck?
Where the fuck you get that from?
Oh fuck!
He looks exactly like me, but in the legs.
cool.
My kids too, like my youngest is getting a mustache already. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Your grandfather's bald, so you're probably going bald too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's rude.
Yeah,
I know,
I'm
right?
jealous.
It is. You'll never have your dad's hair.
okay. You let it out, Rich.
Sorry, has been pent up.
Yeah.
Have you kept up with Ron lately?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, we text. I mean, you know, we talk back and forth every once in a while. I was texting him a couple times earlier, just a second ago, because I'm going to be running through Austin, and he's there.
Yeah, man. I think Austin, like, I mean, what
It's
happened in
kinda
Austin,
crazy.
it's given him a resurgence in just his career because
Just
he was
comedy.
close to quitting.
Comedy. Well, he retired. He
Yeah,
retired.
yeah.
And but you know why he retired? I mean, I can tell you exactly why. But when the pandemic hit, you know, we were in Springfield, Missouri, or somewhere, and I remember both of us saying, "Well, I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks." And then it was months.
Yeah,
And then when it was, I started cranking up because I was like, man, I got to get back to work. And he has a little more security than I do, and he didn't do any of that. Plus, there was also bigger rules on the size of the houses that he's playing, right? And that took a lot longer to. Anyway, but he was like, you know what, I'm fine. I don't need to do this. And then he decided. Well, I think Joe Rogan talked and said, "Hey, man, what are you doing retiring? You're not going to retire." And Joe built that club, which is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to his podcast. You know, I do a lot of that when I'm driving. Just listen to that podcast.
I love the story that he tells about how Ron decided, like, I'm back.
Yeah,
Because they were doing, before the club opened, they were doing shows at a place called the Vulcan. And they did a
played it.
show.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
doing
you've done
that.
it,
Yeah,
Vulcan?
yeah.
And they did one that it was just packed up, and it was like tail end of the pandemic. And Rogan gets off stage, or no, Ron White gets off stage. He had just called up Rogan, and he goes and he stops Rogan right before he gets on stage, and he goes, "Whatever the fuck we have to do to keep doing this, we're gonna fucking do it." He's like, "I'm
And they
back."
did. And
And
they did.
to open the club, he goes like, "Whatever we have to do to open that club, we're doing it." And they did it. And it's have you been in the mothership yet?
Yeah, I popped
Oh
in.
my
I
God.
haven't performed there. I haven't
Really?
performed there. I
It's
walked
such a
in there with
beautiful
Ron twice. We went in there one night that I was just hanging at his house, and I got to see the rooms and watch the lineup, and then drink in the dressing room, in the comic screen room, and which, by the way, Number Juan Tequila is there at the bar.
Hell yeah.
And thank you, Joe, and thank you, Ron. And then we went there because Ron and I, Number Juan Tequila, made the cover of Food and Beverage magazine in this year of, I think, March. And so we took the shot at Mitzi's.
Really?
At the mothership. And then
Hell
you'll see the
that's
bottles, and me and
dope.
Ron and our CEO, Rich Espy, we're all in the image. You know, we got to drink all 3 bottles there, but in front there's a glass, and it says Mitzi's right behind us. So if you know stand up, you know where we are. But it's also there's a glass, and it's got the mothership logo on it. So it's kind of cool. So that's the 2 times I've been there.
That's fucking
It's
dope.
a beautiful room. Beautiful room.
Hell yeah. It is a beautiful room. It's a beautiful spot, like the club, because there's 2 rooms there.
Well,
and it's crazy, like the difference in the
clubs
2
around
rooms.
it too.
Yeah.
There's club-
Oh yeah.
and
The whole fucking
I'll get
strip.
to see more of that this next week when I pop in. But it's they've it's amazing. Comedy's exploding. It's the hub of comedy.
Is it happening everywhere?
And I'm saying that from an outsider's perspective because
Yeah.
I'm not there doing it every
Right.
night like those guys are.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the podcast. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Ron's my brother, and so I'm aware of what's happening, and I was I got to witness it a couple of times.
Yeah, that's kind of why we jumped in this space. When we started the podcast, we just did it by ourselves. Then we started having guests, and then it was like Like we love
Tequila?
stand-up comedy, but wow,
Ooh,
fourth wall just
all
broke.
right, all right. Tequila? Anyone?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, and then we started having stand-up comedians from San Antonio, and then I've watched Kill Tony. Have you seen Kill Tony yet?
I've only seen it like 4
Really?
times.
Really?
There's a kid, this young comic, Holden DeShazo.
Yeah. 16-year-old?
And that's a great story. He got on there, and I've seen a few other people. I saw Ron, obviously, and I know Tony only from walking into the Comedy Store, and he's going, I know you, kind of that look, but but I did run into him at the mothership, and he looked at me and he goes, big fan of your comedy and your tequila. And I said, well,
Nice.
Thank you, Tony.
That's dope.
But I don't know him well.
Yeah,
I don't
he's on
know
the
him
come
well.
up.
Oh,
I mean, he's been
He's-
here for a while, but
yeah,
as far as mainstream,
yeah, he was great at the Tom Brady. The whole Tom Brady thing was great. The whole thing was great.
Yeah.
But Tony was amazing.
the all hell no
and the
joke.
show obviously amazing. What he's doing there
Yeah.
for comics. I mean, he's it's I'm not lying. I hope and pray I can be on that show sometime, but I'm already afraid to be on it.
Because of the format.
Yeah, well, the format, but also just you got to go kill Tony, and if you don't,
He's gonna kill you.
you know what? I'll tell you this. Right after the Latin Kings, right on the heels of the Latin Kings, they shot P. Diddy's Bad Boys of comedy. And me and Joey Medina were asked to be on that show because it was right on the heels of the Latin Kings. And I was nervous. It's like I was saying earlier, you should be nervous every time you walk on stage. Or at least I am. I don't know if you should be, but I am because I respect it. And but I remember thinking, this is not the time to suck. You just did the Latin Kings of comedy. Because you know what? In the contract that we signed for P. Diddy's Bad Boys of Comedy, there was a clause that I remember to this day, which now I had to think back about it now when all this shit went down with P. Diddy. There was a clause, because all contracts are pretty standard. You see the same verbiage. But this one, there was a clause that said, you give them the rights to use any and all footage of you in any medium today or in the future into perpetuity, which is always there. Any format, whether positive or negative. And I'd never seen that before.
Oh wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I thought, because, we were going to the Apollo Theater. No, I'm sorry, we were going to the BAM Theater in the Bronx. And I'm thinking, oh man, because if I didn't want to take away what I had just created, what I just got to be a part of,
Yeah.
which is the Latin Kings. The Latin Kings were Cheech, Paul, and George. Me and Joey and all the other guys that filmed and girls that filmed me and Joey got lucky to be the ones that were selected to be on the TV show, on the special. But I didn't want to undo that. But then when I think back now and I look at that, I go, dude, they were back then making sure they had the rights to do anything. And you think of Justin Bieber and all the people, everything that went down,
True.
all the footage.
What was that for?
That was just a contract for P. Diddy's Bad Boys of Comedy.
Really?
And so if you think about it,
Interesting.
Yeah, if they're doing that to comics, they were doing it to Usher.
yeah, whatever
Biggie.
we got on you is ours forever. And I could be wrong.
Did you ever
but
go to a party?
I never went to a freak party.
Freak party.
Never went
That's
to
what
a
they're
freak
called. All
party.
right,
Yeah.
we're making headway here.
Yeah. No. I saw P. Diddy. They shot 90 comics in like 7 days or whatever it was.
Damn.
And I was just one of them. But I did do this. I got a standing O. I was super scared to do it. I got a standing O, which was pretty fucking cool. And I was on the first season, and this is when those first ringtones first came out. I was the highest grossing ringtone, which I made 0 on because of that contract.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was the line was my heart belongs to one girl. I got sperm for the rest of you.
Really?
Yeah. And it was the number 1 ringtone off of that whole series at one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and the fucking Diddy just owned it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, dude.
I wonder how much money he made off it.
Probably $87. I don't know. I think he had more money elsewhere, but it was a cool thing because I got that data. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, I didn't make nothing off of that? Okay.
Trying to find it.
But it was it was great to do. Brown, yellow, red, or white, I love them all. I love you, ladies.
Is this it?
Love love you. They turn it up. But I gotta be honest, my heart belongs to one girl. I got sperm for the rest of you, but my heart, belongs to one. Stop me if I lie.
And that was the number one ringtone?
That was the number one ringtone.
That's hilarious.
At that time, yeah, on season 1 of P. Diddy's Bad Boys.
Wow.
And my picture made the inside, and not everybody was on that. There was a lot of comics on there.
When they came out with the Kings of Comedy, did you all find yourselves thinking like, but why are they all black? Like,
I didn't think anything. I was a young comic just I was opening shows for Paul.
And I didn't either, but I just thought
Paul
about
did.
that.
Paul
really?
did. It was Paul and Scott Montoya. They were like, Paul was like, we should do the Latin Kings.
Yeah.
And they made that happen. We just he called Paul. He called Cheech. He called George, and then it was kind of an open call for several other comics who got to perform in El Paso. But they did let us know only 2 of you are going to be on the tape.
Wow.
We didn't know who that was going to be.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
So
we didn't know who that was going to be. Everybody did sets.
Wow.
There were 4 shows. I only did 2 of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
All the young comics did 2 shows.
Wow.
Cheech, Paul, and George did all 3.
Yeah.
I did all 4.
And the best sets made it. Or the best
Whatever they
comedians
felt. Well, yeah, I don't want to say the best.
Yeah,
there's a lot of great comics. I'm just blessed to be in that group.
Damn. Yeah. What a fucking blessing.
Yeah, it really has been.
Have you continuously been doing stand-up all these years?
Yeah. Like I said, ever since 88 when I jumped up on a stage. I mean, I was bartending and then I hit the road. I think I was an amateur comic for 16 months or something like that. I was lucky because because I was a bartender and I was assistant manager and a manager of the club in Arlington. I grew up in hospitality, so I knew all that side. But the owner of the club, I was running the club for him, I was an assistant manager of it. But he said, I don't want to lose you, but if you're going to go do stand-up because you're good, he gave me 16 weeks of work in Funny Bones across the country as an opener.
Wow.
He said, I'm going to book these 16 weeks for you. After that, you're on your own. Mitch Kutosh, owner of the Funny Bone Comedy Clubs.
That's dope.
And it was very cool. And he gave, and I got to do those. And from then on, I booked them myself. But you know what? I had to go out there and kick ass as an opener,
Yeah. Damn. That's fucking cool.
And I've been unemployed since.
Hey.
That's amazing too.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Have you ever had a job? Like a 9 to 5?
Claro que sí. Claro. I'm the president of Number Juan Tequila right now. That's a job,
Do you clock
bro.
in for the day?
Dude.
Like go
I
to
never
an
clock
office?
out. I never clock out.
Okay, but do you go to an office? Like I'm talking about like a corporate setting, like cubicle type
I
shit.
couldn't do that. If I had a
I'm late for work type
well,
shit.
I was gonna say I used to do this old joke back in the day. I said, I couldn't go back to a regular job because if I did, I'd be like, "What time do I come in tomorrow? 4? I'm gonna be late." I just that's. I did punch a clock for many years. I was a bartender. I was worked at Amfac hotels, which turned into Hyatt Regencies. I grew up at the Fairmont. My mom and dad worked at the Fairmont hotels and Hyatt Regencies. So I grew up back of the house, nice hospitality.
Oh, that's
so I knew, all the ins and outs of that.
And you'll be in Midland in a couple of months, right? With Mike Shields.
Yes. What is the date to that?
Shout out and
I think
thank you to
November.
Mike
Yeah,
Shields.
man. Mike set this up.
Yes.
I've got. Today's what is today?
Today is
What's today? Tuesday. You want to hear some great story about what's today Tuesday? A comic, T.P. Mulrooney, one of my favorite comics ever. No one knows his name, but when I was a young amateur comic, he was one of the headliners, like Jeff Foxworthy and Billing Ball that were coming through the rooms. He was this. Mulrooney, that's Italian, right? Great comic, great command of just he could sit, he could stand, and no matter what, he just had you in the stories. But he talked about he goes, remember substitute teachers? He goes, you can get away with anything with substitute teachers. He goes, I'd be sitting in the back of the class and the substitute teacher would say, what does your regular teacher let you do? Because I was just smoking on my cigar. And I say, well, our regular teacher lets us fuck her. But that's only on Tuesdays. What's today? Tuesday? Which is a great fucking thing because before I ever heard that, Before I ever even heard, that's
no.
hilarious, right?
Yeah.
Before I ever even heard that, how many times have you said, what's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
And now that my friends all know that joke because of TP Mulrooney and because of me, because I always repeat it in fun conversation like this and give TP Mulrooney full credit, right? It's it. And now even my wife and my kids, what's today? Tuesday? How many times you find yourself saying that?
Great, dude.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
TP Mulrooney.
Yeah, cheers to him.
Right?
Man. That was a good one.
Sister, it was great story. Catholic stories, Catholic nun stories. Back to romping ass. I don't want to be the one
What
to
do you
spread
do
the
with
rumor about the priest in my church, but the confessional had a glory hole in it. What the?
Sounds about right.
Hijo, no! Con el padre un glory hole.
Your mom's done with your comedy career.
I know. My mom, I swear to God, when I started, she would todavía me persina mi mamá every time I see her,
Yeah.
Hijito, ven para acá, te voy a dar la bendición, and I'm leaving and I got to squat down because she's 4'6",
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating. She's 4'3". But she's she would always say, because I would go do shows, que es chistosito, pero no groserito, okay, por favor, hijo. And I would just sit there and go, and she goes, don't make fun of God, hijo. I'm teasing, Mom, I'm teasing. But now that, things have gone well for me and I'm a good boy, I'm a good son.
Yeah.
And I'm a good son because my mother and my dad raised me right.
Yeah.
But now she gives me the blessing. She says, que es chistosito y un poquito groserito.
That's great.
She condones it.
That's awesome.
She knows off the stage I'm exactly who I am when you see me up there, but I don't do that in front of my mother.
Yeah, you're like you're amplified when you're on stage.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's fucking cool. And what about your joke writing process? Like, are you physically writing? Are you?
I am not the guy that writes shit down. I write ideas down, a couple of words.
Yeah.
And I work it out up there. I put myself under the pressure of knowing that I know something's got a good energy to it, and I work it out up there, and I put myself under the pressure that I need to make something happen every 6 to 10 seconds.
And
I
the
need some
audience will
type
tell you when it's funny,
yeah.
too.
And I'm going to I'm going to talk about this, and I do a lot during my shows. If you come watch me, I Joe Biden it a lot in that sense.
We beat Medicare.
Yeah.
Funny, right?
We be Medicare.
What was it the other day? Remember when I fucked your wife? Did you see that clip of him? And the
No.
fucking French guy was like, "What?"
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
He really said,
Yeah.
remember when I fucked your wife?
I don't know if it was remember, but I blah 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 fucked your wife. Look it up. It was out the other day. I want to say 10 days ago I saw that. It was at the last thing he did.
the debate.
Not the debate.
He did the address.
The summit. I'm a dumbass.
Oh, when he did the interview with Lester Holt.
No.
No.
It was at the Geo Forum or whatever.
What did you think about the
What was it,
Trump
the world stage?
assassination?
I think that sucks. I think that's absolute bullshit that goes on. But you know what's scary? In the Mexican elections this last year, 37 people were assassinated.
Yeah.
And no one's
yeah.
saying anything about that.
Candidates.
Candidates.
Right.
37.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
37.
Yeah. And one attempt here.
That's and but I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong. I'm not a Joe Biden fan, but I don't think anybody should take put a bullet on his face.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary times, and the truth is, none of us know what happened.
Yeah. We'll never know.
I can promise you this: the story they're telling us, that's not what happened.
Oh no.
That's
Not
not
the
what
full
happened.
story, no.
So I think that sucks. I think it's scary. I think it's a little divine intervention that you just that's as close as you can get.
Oh yeah.
You just turned your head when you said, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
Had he done that, he'd be
Right.
dead.
Oh yeah. That's
He'd
what
be
we
dead.
were saying the
He'd be
other day.
dead.
And that's his mannerisms. That's what
Yeah.
he's always doing. He's
Yeah.
like finicky and he's
Yeah.
like, look at that. If you would have been like, look at that.
Did the Reagan, you missed me, bitches. Look at that. I don't know who Popeye. I think Popeye sounded like Reagan there. I think.
How do you
Yeah, you
think
did.
he's gonna come out to the next debate? You think he's gonna come out like
About to 50
I'm
Cent.
still fucking here? Yeah.
I don't know. Yesterday when he walked out at the DNC, at the RNC, sorry,
I saw that.
He looked a little humbled. He looked a little-
And they were saying that, which obviously made you think that too.
Right, and he could be playing
And I'll
into
be
that.
honest with you. No, I don't know about that. But maybe. I don't know, maybe. Those commentators, after a while, I was like, shut up, let people talk. They're trying to give us their analysis of what's going on. Just shut up and let me hear this person who's speaking. I watch all of that stuff, and not constantly, but during the election year, I watch the debates, when there used to be a lot of them. Yeah. And I try to do my best to watch them all. I do my best to, I watch the Republican convention. I watch the Democrat convention just to see what's going on. It's amazing how many people go, well, that's not me, so I'm not even watching it. And you're like,
yeah,
well, that's okay.
Right.
Whatever, do you. But I do. I pay attention.
Same. And it used to be like, if my president was speaking, I'm listening. Yeah. I'm tuning in.
Yeah.
And with Biden, no, because it's like, I'm disappointed when I see him. If it's just him speaking, I'm not doing it. But even like when Bush was in office, when it didn't matter, when Clinton was in office, when Obama was in office, if my president was speaking, I was listening.
I've always given the office respect, because no matter who's there, I'm a big believer in if we put them there, we as a consensus, give them a fucking shot. So I'm gonna let you do your shit, and that's why in 4 years we figure out if we want you to keep doing your shit or not. So I've always. I may not like what anyone is saying at the time, but I will. Well, let's try that.
Yeah,
right. And I'll be the first one to bitch if I don't like what's going on. Mm-hmm. But I think 4 is in a kind of a cool number. When you're 0 to 4, those are 2 different times in your life. Mm-hmm. 4 to 8, completely different.
Yeah.
8 to 12, 12 to 16. 16 to 20.
Right. Whatever you're doing.
It's completely different than the last 4 years. And it's also when we elect a new president. Mm-hmm. And it's also, I kind of realized a lot of times every 4 years, I realized that the last 4 years, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's a time to reevaluate. It's an interesting number. The number 4.
If you go back and look at your Facebook post or social media post from 4 years ago, you're like,
that guy was crazy. Yeah. I shouldn't have said that.
Dude. Let me see if this is it. This is not it.
Hello?
This is Chappelle.
You again. Look, you're going to have to move on, all right?
What do you think it was?
I was talking to your wife.
No. That's it. That's straight up fucking your wife. That's what he just said. Do it again. Do it again. Not fuck my wife, but
do it again.
I realized I was talking to your wife.
And he giggles through it.
I was talking to your wife.
All right, maybe he can have another 4 years.
That would be all he had to say at a debate. Like, I fucked your wife, bro.
Yeah,
shut up. Yeah. What is Trump going to say? No, you didn't. Yes, I did.
You know what? I watched that debate and I watched him stumble. I also watched him do some shit. But I was like, oh yeah, okay, and I watched them both. But I did like when Donald said, he goes, I don't know what he just said, and I don't think he does either. Yeah. I fucking died. I went, all right. And did you also hear me call him Brandon? No. He called him Brandon. He goes, come on, Brandon.
Really?
Yeah. Look that up.
No.
Yeah. And I died. I was like, attaboy.
Oh my God. I gotta find this.
Yeah, but I think it's a sad day. I think it's a sad day when they tried to take him out. Because I can promise you, like I said, what they're telling us, what we're hearing is not what happened, which means something else happened, which means, and no, again, my opinion, mi opinion, a little hayseed. I'm not even describing the kid they're trying to describe, but you don't get that close.
Oh yeah.
You don't get that close. And the only person that misses that close is people that usually don't miss.
Yeah. And
all the opportunity that they had to make that happen.
And that's like,
mi opinion.
Right.
Mi
so
opinion.
if it came up from up top, if there was a hit right on him,
there was.
You don't get a fucking idiot. But why do you get an idiot, right? Like they
don't.
According to it, like
that's not.
According to what they're saying, like I know, like you can't believe what people are saying, right? But his classmates are like, yeah, he was in our fucking our rifle class, and they kicked him out because it was dangerous to have him on the fucking team.
Well, they looked for that guy.
Because he's the most impressionable one, right?
That story has been sown, 3 years ago. They've been putting that little attempt scenario together. And again, mi opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Opinion.
Yeah. And somebody finally bit. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Like somebody was like, all right,
that's
fine.
probably not even who took the shots.
Ooh.
You know?
But
That's who they killed.
But they missed.
Yeah. That's where the problem is.
Yeah.
And not
because
for
imagine
them.
the people that called it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
not for us.
fucking missed.
Yeah, for us, it's a great thing because whether it be Biden or Trump, you don't want to see someone go down like that.
No.
We don't want to see that.
And you don't want to see the repercussions of that either.
We don't want that. We saw it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him miss. Those dumbasses even shoot to the left.
And it hit that fucking tractor, right?
Did you see that? It hit that other dude.
It hit the guy.
And it killed him. Man.
Well, yeah, I know that it killed him, but I thought it was the bullet that missed him. It landed in the fucking tractor because you see the fucking you see the hydraulics just and then you see the thing lower.
But I know this
right after.
Whether it was 5 or 8 shots, however many of that person or the sniper that was aiming in that direction, because there were other shots from the law enforcement, right?
Yeah.
But however many went in that direction had to land somewhere.
Yeah,
and they were all pointed in that direction.
That too. And I was watching it where they were showing the guys who shot that who spotted him. And man, I mean, the time they were showing it on camera, it was like 2 minutes where they had sights on him before there were any gunshots coming from him. And I'm like, okay, why did they fucking see that guy for so long?
Oh, we had a walkie-talkie. We were radio silence at the time. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And they couldn't get approval apparently to take the shot.
Yeah.
For that.
Hold on, let me make sure he's not supposed to be the guy in jeans and a t-shirt.
Right. Make sure he's not just a guy trying to get a view from on. But no,
it's
like
just an odd set of binoculars.
And then they're saying that he was there for 30 minutes. People
and access to one of the closest. Hey,
fucking wild.
It's not what you're being told.
That's
folks.
True.
Wake up! I've been so close.
And you're not going to ever be told what it is either. You know.
My dad would say, "No me digas."
Right.
Qué casualidad, cabrón.
No estoy diciendo. Ay, papito, ¿qué pasó?
Nah, qué casualidad, cabrón. And my dad,
fuck, he doesn't believe me.
But here's my dad's favorite thing. Don't tell me.
In English?
Yeah, in English.
Oh shit.
Tony Montana hadn't even come out. Why are you doing Tony Montana impressions?
That's hilarious. You had Angel on here, right?
Angel. Oh, Salazar.
Yeah, you ever met Angel?
Yeah, I have. I worked with him, I think, in Indianapolis years ago. I was a young comic and way before the Latin Kings, way before I went to LA.
Yeah.
And he was the shit,
Yeah.
And I worked with him at Crackers or something like that in Indianapolis. And I remember going, oh man, that's a fucking dude. And he was fun to watch. It was a little different. It was a little different. And I was like, okay, well, he's an actor and he's got this performance thing going on. And it was only like 30 minutes.
The Tina Turner part?
He did the Tina Turner thing. I kind of went when I saw him do the El Nino.
Oh,
he
shit.
literally went down to a diaper and had a water gun and was squirting. I'm El Nino.
What?
I don't know what you're looking at, but the low battery is you're about to lose your logo.
Dude, I appreciate
I know
it.
you got 2 jobs going on. I'm not president of a company. Hey, somebody get on that. Somebody get on that shit. We were about to lose. But I remember going, okay. Because I also remember seeing gentlemen's clubs. And I remember thinking how hard it must be to be a stripper,
Yeah.
because we go up there and tell jokes. You tell jokes and they don't go over and you feel like shit. No one feels it worse than we do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing than having a joke bomb is having a set bomb. And when you set bombs, it's just an ugly feeling.
Yeah.
And I remember, seeing girls dance and, guys love them, but every once in a while there's a girl that dances and no one loves them. And I remember thinking, fuck, that's gotta be tough, man. I mean, you've exposed yourself completely and no one's interested. And I feel, that's when I was like, man, but when I saw Angel do the thing down to a diaper and a little water gun, I was like, okay, do your thing, man.
He said he got arrested as Tina Turner.
Did he?
Yeah,
Did he?
for child support. His baby mom got the drop that he was going to be in town, so she told him he's going to be performing at this place.
And they took him in as Tina.
No, they let him change.
Oh,
because he was like, oh, "Can I get out of this?"
Boy, I'm going to be real popular in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. How long did you know? Have you known Joey for?
Medina?
No. Joey.
Diaz?
Joey Diaz.
Joey
Coco.
Diaz? I met Joey Diaz in the Hollywood scene, and I got to know him a little better because of Marilyn Martinez. And Marilyn and Joey were very tight. And as well as I know Joey, I don't really know Joey that well. I've got to hang out with him a little bit. He was actually our roommate for about 11 days in Hollywood. We had an apartment in Hollywood that there was always different comics, and there was one guy named Freddie who wasn't a comic, but he taught defensive driving. He was the only guy that lived there all the time. But me and Joey Medina rented that apartment. Who else was our roommate? Joey Diaz was our roommate for a minute. Ralphie May was our roommate for about 2 years. Sheila Rivera was our roommate. Renee Sandoval was our roommate. And we used to hang out. Everybody'd come there. You know, Gilbert, Rudy, Willie. You know, it was Felipe. When I did Felipe's podcast the other day, he remembered more of that apartment than I did. I was like, holy shit! And I still have it. My sister still has that apartment.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I was kind of amazed as much weed as Felipe smokes. He has such a great memory of shit. I was like, fuck, I forgot that shit. How do you know that shit about us?
That's why. Maybe he's waking it up.
Yeah, they're good stories. Why fuck up his story with the truth?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, that didn't happen.
All right, hey, if you say so, Felipe.
Oh man, Felipe is another killer. He'll be here in October.
Yeah.
He has a big
really?
show.
He's so fun. He's so fun.
Yeah.
If you were to redo the Latin Kings comedy these days, who do you think you'd have on that?
Anybody that we've named.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It's you know, it's about, I mean, obviously, well, like I said, in the Latin Kings were Cheech, Paul, and George, right? Yeah. So you have to have the staples, or not the staples, the anchors. And that would have to be Gabriel, right? You'd have to have Felipe. You'd have to have Willie. I mean, he's just tearing up the world right now, you know? And when Willie's been tearing up the world for a long time. And I think Willie got the invitation to the Latin Kings, but he just didn't take the invitation. Had he taken that invitation, I guarantee you he would have been on that show. You know, but I don't know. That's not for me to decide. But it's if someone shoots it, you know, it's for you to take the opportunity and seize it. You know, and because it's going to be it would be a great show, whoever it is.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm guessing what's the young kid's name? Ralph Barbosa. Oh yeah. You know, he's great. I watch him and I'm like, damn. And that's cool to know that he came out of the Dallas area. You know, where I came out of. Yeah. I didn't know that until I listened to a podcast. I think I was listening to him on Felipe's podcast on What's the Fool, and I didn't know that. And then the people that he named who kind of gave him structure, which is Jan Norton and Linda. What was Linda's name? Linda was Stogner. I knew them from the open mics at the Funny Bone, and they started this other room over there. Yeah. And you know, anyway, so it's kind of cool to because that kid's on fire, right? And he's good. Yeah. And just to see when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's
Texas boy, boy, and I like that.
Do you know Flo?
Hernandez?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, we love Flo here.
Yeah.
He's one of the he just got the Def Jam comedy owner to get him a spot at the Majestic or something like that.
Oh, really?
At the Apollo. Yeah. But man, Flo's another killer. We had him here with Valente.
There's a lot of great comics, man. And you know what's fun is, you know, some younger comics that come up to me. I say younger, I don't know. They come up and they go, hey man, when people come up, they say, I've been watching you since I was 11 or some shit. Whether it's a fan or a comic. And which is cool. Yeah. It's cool. You know, because I remember the first time I saw Paul. I think the first stand-up comic that registered to me as a kid was Bill Cosby, because I heard those Bill Cosby tapes, and then some other names, you know, Andy Griffith. But I remember the first time I saw something on HBO and smoked weed before I watched it at my brother's apartment. You know, I was 16, he was 19. We were over there and I saw a Howie Mandel special and my face hurt just from laughing. And I was like, oh my God, it was just so ridiculously silly. And then I was exposed to Carlin and that kind of stuff. But and Eddie Murphy, you know. But the first time I had seen Paul or heard of him, I remember thinking, even though he wasn't talking about my family, or it kind of was, but I remember relating. Yeah, I remember relating and just thinking I had a connection. Yeah, and so if you, any of you guys can give that to someone else, I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it was like he was somebody in our family. You know, when he would be up on stage talking his shit, I'd be like, yeah. Exactly. That's like my uncle. He could be saying the same shit.
I remember one of the things I heard him doing some commercial on something, even though I already knew who Paul was. But I heard him on a commercial for something in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he said, "Te sales, tío te sales," and that was such a great Latino phrase. Yeah. I remember laughing and being 11 or whatever, and going, "That's just funny." Yeah. First time I met Paul, I wasn't even a comic yet. The Dallas Improv was doing a benefit for tornadoes that happened in Saragossa, Texas. And I was the manager of this club and the managers of that club. And they'd put a show together. David Strassman, who was the headliner where we were, he was going to do it. So he took us over there. But Paul Rodriguez was on the show. I want to say Paula Poundstone was on the show. Rich Scheidner was on the show. I don't know if you know those names. No. Nope. Wow, these are big names from the Bass, boys. You got to do your homework.
That's crazy.
But I met Paul. And again, I wasn't a comic. And after the show, we're hanging out with him because we knew David and we were, managers of this other club. And we ended up in someone's room, hotel room from that whole thing, smoking dope. We had some weed and it was like, who's got a pipe? No one's had a pipe. And we were like, no one's got a what? No one's got a pipe. And we were like, oh shit, no one's got a pipe. And Paul was like, you guys bring your weed and you got no, whatever he was saying. He's just fucking dogging us. I was like, what the fuck? I felt the pressure. Fucking smoke this weed, man. We invited him up here, we drug him away from the crowd. And I was like, hey, you know what? I do have an idea. And hotel room, drawer, page, not even page 1.
Wow.
The blank page.
Yeah.
And Paul was like, oh, dude, you're hardcore, man. he goes, this is wrong. He goes, the day I died, I'm at the pearly gates, I'm going to see your face. And when we lit it up, he's like, smoking Deuteronomy, and we were just having, and that happened, and it was funny, and he didn't know who the fuck I was. I wasn't a comic yet. I was just some dude in the 80s and with a mullet. And cut 2 years later when I'm hanging out with him somewhere, I remind he goes, oh, motherfucker, it's you. And now we're great friends.
Who told you like it's time? Just get on that stage already. Like,
my ambition, seeing the laughter. I remember the first live show I saw was a guy named James Gregory. I don't know if he's still doing shows out there, but he's got to be really old. But he looked old at the time, but he billed himself as the funniest man in America. Very large, Southern. His hook line was, he'd talk about some scenario and he would say, you know what that means? Something like he'd say, there's a sign that says this. Yeah. You know what that means? Sometime in the past, some dumbass, and then everything came back to that.
He could go forever with that.
Forever. And he did. He was a great storyteller. James Gregory, funniest man in America. First guy I ever saw selling merch and almost making more in merch than he was making. And he was making a lot back in the day. I want to say he was making $3,800 in comedy clubs.
Damn.
In 1987.
Oh, that's a millionaire.
He just died in May.
Yeah. And he was making double that. Yeah. He was making double that. You pull him up, James Gregory?
Yeah, he just died in May.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
well, God bless.
I knew the wild.
He looks like a Greek god, right? Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Like Brutus, like not a god, but like a Greek mythology.
Yeah,
you know what? He looked like the fat emperor in Caesar.
He was the god of the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God
was the wrong word.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but I remember,
God of comedy.
I remember my laughing so fucking hard. And again, I also saw because I was bartending, so I didn't get to see too much, but I saw all this people rushing in, having a great fucking time, coming out, drinking hard, and these chicks going home with dudes. And I was like, how the fuck did he grab that girl? And I was like, I gotta try this.
Hell yeah.
And fortunately for me, it went well. You know,
Yeah,
it went
I think
well.
so.
Yeah, it went well. I mean, in the beginning,
but yeah,
it was enough. It was enough to inspire me and keep doing it.
Really?
You know? And I got to admit, hey, I ate it plenty of times, and I'll probably eat it again, sometime this week. And I hope not. But
Did it take you a minute to develop like your voice on stage, or you just?
I think I still am. I'm just trying to figure out. Like I said, I'm always just trying to regurgitate what my thoughts and trying to make it palatable to whoever I'm talking to. And I tell my kids at a certain age, I said, y'all ought to try stand up, not as a profession, but just to get up there, because sometimes I realize, again, because I'm not the writer that writes shit down. Willie Barcena is a great example of someone that writes it down. And I know he works it out up there too, but he's a disciplined writer. Disciplined writer. I don't think I've ever seen Willie without a notebook nearby.
Wow.
That's just not me.
Yeah.
And so I am just trying to, like I said, I'm figuring out how I feel about shit while I'm up there. And sometimes shit comes out. I'm like, oh, fuck, Alex, that's what you think about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say I'm not afraid. I'm not inhibited. Sometimes I am, and that's where I got to get as comfortable so I can say whatever I want to say for whatever reason that I want to say it.
Yeah, Paul said he didn't have a writing process either.
Paul's great at that. You know what? I grew up in the Funny Bone, so I watched. I've been around a lot of great comics. T.P. Mulrooney. No one knows his name. I guarantee you, comics my age and even younger know that name because he's a great headliner. Jerry Dye, another name that probably people don't know in today, but.
Yeah.
But Paul, all different styles. I watched Jeff Foxworthy be one of the main headliners in the comedy club. Bill Engvall be one of the main headliners in the comedy club. I watched Ron White begin and develop. I've got to be around Paul. I've gotten to be around a lot of great people, but there's different styles. George, I would say George and Ron, in a sense, they're fucking brilliant, but they're so precise in what they do. Boom, 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 boom. And that's a beautiful style. Paul, Bill Engvall, and this is all my opinion. Paul and Bill Engvall, they're just as brilliant, but they kind of just flow and can kind of take this left turn and do that. And it's not just a boom, boom, boom. And those are two different styles, and they're both amazing styles. And so I like that. I flow. And I think if you see me do 3 shows in 1 week, there'll be a lot of you hear this and that, but I just throw it at a different time, throw it at a different speed. And that's just because I'm just playing up there. And so, yeah.
That's fucking dope. What do you do with hecklers? Do you get hecklers?
I have fun with them as much as I can. I don't
do crowd work a lot?
I'm pretty decent at it. I have fun with it. What I have is I don't have much patience for, and is a disruption in the show. Right. I don't care if you're talking to me or yelling shit at me and it has something to do with it. I'll have fun with you. Let's go. And guess what? I'll win 90% of that times, and when the 10% times that you win that's fun too. Yeah, that's fun too. Give it up to that person.
If they're laughing, they're laughing.
Yeah, if they're laughing, if it's a moment, it's a great moment, and that's what's so great about the live show. But I do not have tolerance for just a distraction going on somewhere.
Yeah,
and in that sense, I've watched Ron kick people out, and he gives 2 fucks about it. And the crowd's like, sometimes it's like, oh, okay, shit. But everyone appreciates it because that shouldn't be going on. Yeah. I'm more of like my mom. I'll just stare in that direction and start to talk slower so everybody goes, oh, he knows what's going on over there, until even that table's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I'll kick someone out. If that's going on and it keeps going on, which is very rare because I don't want anyone to not have fun.
What do you think about what Rogan does at his club where he locks everybody's phones up?
I think that's brilliant.
It's a great precedent.
Like I said, I've only been in there one time at night, one time in the daytime when there was no one there. But that room is so beautiful and they're doing everything. So anything they're doing there is the right way to do it.
I mean, they've even done like arena gigs. Everybody in the arena has to fucking lock their phone
up. Their phone, man.
And it's great because you get locked in. You get locked in. Even the biggest comedy fans, if you have your phone on you, you're gonna pull your phone out.
If you have the ability to make people do that, then you should.
Yeah.
It's for the show's benefit. And in this world where, just the other night I was doing something and I'm looking and I see somebody's phone and I see them and they have to take a picture. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But when I see that they're watching and they're just holding it, I'll go but I always just look around and I go, hey, can you, but I won't make a big deal. I'll just go like I'm directing the jokes and I'll go, can you turn that phone off real quick? And that's not, and then just move on.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fucking great rule.
Yeah. I was at a Charlie Murphy show and the girl I was with was recording him and somebody from his entourage comes up and they're like, you need to delete that.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. No, you need to delete it from your deleted folder.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
And we never asked anybody to delete it, but I don't. Hey, you know what? I've got so much shit on my phone that I'll never look at again. People just get caught up in a moment.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. But there probably is people that are gonna put shit out there, and I hope and pray that they're not gonna put shit out there that's gonna try to make you, people hate you for some reason. But to be honest with you, I don't really care.
Yeah, well, that's going away too now. Cancel culture is slowly going away.
Have you ever been canceled? Have they ever tried to cancel you for any?
I don't think so. But I don't give a shit. Sometimes my kids are like, Dad, you can't. I go, yes, I can. Before they even get the phrase out. I'm like, yes, I can.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you don't like it, but I can say whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
That's all of our rights. And I'm not going to hesitate on my verbiage for anyone.
That's kind of
I'm also not going to be hateful.
Yeah. Sure.
I've never spat hate.
Right. But to be funny, you know what I mean? For the sake of laughter.
Everybody loses at some point, Everybody's a butt of the joke.
Hell yeah.
I've always had a joke that, hey, before my wife showed up, my mom used to take a beating in my show. It's just, and we have a rule at Casa de Reymundo. I'm 29 years married, kids 25, 21, new fiance to my daughter, and every one of them at some point are in the show. And we have a rule at Casa de Reymundo. I get to say whatever I want about whoever, and they get to continue to eat. That's just the fucking rules, man.
Yeah, I love the story that you tell about your daughter. I think it was when y'all were at that fancy ass hotel on the top floor. You had the whole floor.
Oh yeah, I didn't know I ever did that on stage.
You were that funny.
Yeah,
no,
dude, we had a presidential
suite. That was on the podcast.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
it was. It was a. Cheech put me in Palm Springs. I had the presidential suite of the Marriott. What's the fucking top of the line Marriotts? They're I always forget their name. Fucking sweet properties. I had the whole top floor, grand piano, pool table, it was a baby grand. I think I had 4 balconies in my room.
Hell yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And she said, Daddy, I didn't know you were this funny. I said, I'm not, baby. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
It's a presidential suite. We literally have a picture of all 4 of us and it says presidential suite.
Oh man, we got to pay taxes. You don't tell your friends about this, okay?
Hey everybody, y'all should know this. I know this is going live right now. Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not done. I mean, you guys tell me. I don't know how long you normally do, but I'll be at Harlingen tomorrow night at the Rockin' Q. I'm going to be in South Padre on what is that, Thursday night at the Isla Grande
yeah,
Resort.
that's a great room.
Yeah, and that's where I know Raymond will be, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be at Upstage Comedy only Friday and Saturday, just the late shows. So if you're in San Antonio, come on out. I'll be at Alamo City Liquors on Saturday from 2 to 4 signing bottles of Number Juan Tequila.
Oh, which one?
The downtown store. The one under the bridge.
Yeah.
Under the bridge. I'll be there from 2 to 4. And let's just say you can't make it, but you want to pick up a bottle anyway. I went there earlier today and I signed some bottles. So there's some signed bottles there now. Pick one up. It's the best tequila in it's beautiful tequila.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say it's the best tequila in the world. To me, it is. It's additive free. It's everything tequila should be, and it's beautiful and it's mine. So you should try it out. They do not compromise integrity for mass production. But again, Friday, Saturday at Upstage in San Antonio. And then next week I do Houston. You guys are reaching all these markets, right? Houston, McAllen, and
You gonna be
Del
in
Rio.
Canada anytime soon? We're up there too.
I've been to Canada. Yeah, I've been to Canada.
I just hope you're
By
not
the
trying
way-
to go to Russia because we're banned.
Oh, we're banned in Russia. We keep getting banned in
I've
Russia.
been banned in Weatherford.
Texas?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Early in my comedy career, I was still managing the comedy club. So I was a young comic, and they called and they said they wanted somebody for the high school prom. And again, I was 23. So I was like, really? What are you looking for? And they said, oh, we got, I think they had $300, and it was a lock-in at the gym. They said, but we're going to do stand-up comedy for these kids. And I said, I got the perfect person for you. And his name's Alex. I was the guy that answered the phone, right? So I go and I do, and these kids were great, man. I had a great fucking time with them. But I was also 23. And so I'm 5 years removed from high school. So I really feel like I'm basically these kids with a little bit of wisdom. Yeah. And I said at the very end of the show, I was easily 45 or whatever into it. I was done. I was going to do another couple bits and then I was done. But I said, hey, you guys have been great. I'm in a gym. And I said, you guys have been awesome. I'm glad y'all, have a great time. Congratulations on your graduation. I said, you know what? And I'm going to be honest with you right now. And I don't know, I'm paraphrasing now, but I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, we would be foolish to think you're not going to drink tonight. It's your prom. You're going to get laid. Some of you for the first time, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You're going to, all the, some of you will be smoking pot. Some of you were smoking pot before you got here, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, these kids are crazy. I said, do me a favor. Don't drink and drive. You got hotel rooms. I know you do. Don't drink and drive because you could die. Do the research. Every year somebody dies at a high school prom. Don't be that person.
Yeah.
I said, so get to where you're going and drink all you want. That was the kind of message. It took me like just now, about a minute and a half to get that up. But when I said drink all you want, when you get the lights go out, all this shit happens. I was like, what? Show's over, blah, blah, blah. Faculty taking me out. And I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, I'm sorry. I was just trying to be honest with them. I was,
they're gonna do it.
Yeah. And that was my debate, you know, and they took me to the office. They're like, dude, they were telling me how wrong it was. And that's their perspective.
It's a dry county.
Yeah. Whatever. I get it too. Right. I get it too. And I was like, all right, I'm sorry. They were fun and I was trying to be real with them. And I think I was giving them great advice because like I said, we'd be fools to think they're not. Yeah. And if you don't address it, someone's going to be pregnant. Yeah. All right. Someone's going to get laid. Yeah. And they said, well, you need to get out of here. And I was like, okay, I'm leaving. I said, just pay me and I'm out of here. And they're like, oh, we're not paying you. And I was like, whoa, what?
Problem.
And they said, no, we're not paying you. We're not paying you for that. That is wrong. And I was like, okay, that's not going to happen.
Damn.
And they were like, no, that is happening. And they said, and if you don't leave these premises, the Weatherford police are going to escort you to jail.
Damn.
And there was the cop from the school, and God bless the police. I respect the police department, but there's always one at the school. And he was like, that's right, son. That's what's going to happen. And all I could think of is this is bullshit. But I also thought there's weed in my car and I'm probably going to go to jail, for that, not for this shit. And though I've got a warrant and all that shit, and I was like, all right, I'm out of here. And I was like, this is bullshit. And I was able to catch a few people on the way because the kids were like, what happened in the show? That was weird. Mm-hmm. And I just mentioned, hey, this bullshit. And they're taking me out. Mm-hmm. And they didn't pay me. Damn. But I get a call. And again, this is way pre-cell phone. I get a phone call to my parents' house like 4 weeks later. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm the president of the student council and we know what happened and we know they didn't pay you and we know they were supposed to, and that's bullshit. So we had a week of school left. We took up they paid me $838. Kids put money together.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
But for weeks after that,
but they were like, still don't fucking come back.
My intro at the Funny Bone for weeks after that was, he's been banned in Weatherford. Wow.
That's right. Have you ever tried to go back?
Actually, I just played a golf course there.
Oh, really?
Probably about earlier this year. And you know what? I had a fucking ball and I told that story. It's the first time I'd ever played there in all that time.
That's awesome. Do you ever get starstruck?
Sure. And no,
Yeah. Everybody's just human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if I met Tupac, yeah, I'd be fucking starstruck.
If
wait a minute, I thought you were dead.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
What the fuck are you doing here?
What if you met Trump though?
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
That's an imposing figure.
Yeah, I was in the room at the Hispanic caucus in New York. I'm sorry, in DC one time, and Felipe and Obama walked in the room. And that's a cool feeling when a sitting president walks in a room and he just, hey, everybody, and whatever he said, for a little while. It was a cool moment. I knew it was going to happen, so I took my sister, who is a writer, and it was just cool. I knew, so yeah, if Trump walked in, man, fuck yeah. If I met LL Cool J, which I thought was kind of cool, and he was very cool.
He was doing it well.
Yeah,
awesome.
I was at the Grammys, and I walked up and I said, "Hey, man," and he didn't go, "Who the fuck are you?" He just went, "Hey, yeah." And I met Cyndi Lauper that day, which is cool. She's pretty funny. I was walking this path at the same time that she was, and I said, "Hey, Cindy, I'm Alex Reymundo, comedian." She goes, "Oh my God, I always wanted to be a comedian." And I said, "Look, I'm doing impressions. I've never done impressions." And I said, "That's so weird because I've always wanted to be Cyndi Lauper." She goes, "Oh, you're funny. You're funny."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and Trey Cool from Green Day, he became a friend of mine.
Nice.
At that time that I played with Cheech in the presidential suite,
Yeah.
he was there. He and I played golf together that weekend and partied and did a lot of good games.
Damn.
Fuck yeah, dude. Golf is a rich people game, right?
Or old.
Oh, rich or old people game.
You know what? I discovered it at 18, and I was into sports.
He wasn't rich or old.
Yeah, no. I was defying all odds.
Damn.
As always. I was.
That's when I quit.
Yeah. You are. We are opposites, dude. Man, your life must suck, bro.
Yeah.
I think you could pass off for Alex's son too.
Yeah. My son's name is Alex.
I bet he gets a lot of
Alejandro?
pussy.
No, he's like in a stable relationship for since he was in middle school. That's like crazy.
Isn't it weird?
It is weird.
They're so weird. My
opposite.
son's like that too, and,
Yeah.
and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, you're missing out on.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's just me.
It's true. But the other day, this girl told me when, I was, kind of giving her the rundown of my relationships, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, you've never been in a healthy relationship, huh? And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Nope.
You should have said, I feel fine. Feels healthy to me.
I could go jogging right now. What do you mean?
Great.
It's like, would you put it that way? Fuck, I guess not.
I guess I'm sick.
But I've been in a lot of fun ones.
Yeah. Hey, we're all different. We're all different.
Oh, yeah.
And times are different. And times are not different. I know, there's plenty of freak parties going on.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I'm just
Trying
glad
to get the invite. No.
You can get the invite. You just can't go into those rooms.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Go to the party, but watch the rooms, right? Okay, I'm just not gonna go there, but I'm good.
That's scary shit. That's scary shit. That's agenda shit. When you hear that, you're like, wow, man, that sucks. It sucks that in any situation when you're trying to have fun, that someone's got something else in mind. It's like if you're a girl, and how do you imagine how tough it is to be a girl that you're always wondering, is someone going to roofie me?
Yep.
And if you're trying to have fun and you're in the whatever industry or whatever corporate situation and someone's got an agenda and they're trying to get you to do something or trying to get you in a compromising situation so they can do whatever they want with you later.
It's crazy.
That's just fucked up. Who are these? Every time you see something on the news that you just go, who does that?
And when did I become important enough for them to want to use me?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's anybody. That's anybody because if someone can manipulate you to do what they want you to do for whatever
doesn't matter.
reason, that's so you got to be careful. Con cuidado, ¿verdad? Like my mom and dad always gave me advice. The same thing from both of them. Different advice, but the same from each one of them. My mother would use like, mijito, please be careful. No matter what, hijo, be careful.
Yeah.
Mijito, please be careful. My mom, be careful. My dad was like, hey, no surprises. No goddamn surprises, okay? I was like, okay, papi.
I don't care how you have to fix that bus.
Yeah.
And they were planning
Hey, we were romping ass. That's a Southern term. We romped ass for 2 months. I've never used that phrase in my life.
I thought you said pumping ass.
Pumping ass.
Yeah,
Whatever I said.
Same difference.
Humping ass. We were humped ass. We humped ass. We humped ass. They all rhyme and they all sound wrong. I think it's the ass part that makes it sound wrong.
So what's been your favorite venue to play?
I love them all. You know, the other day I was in some dive bar. Now, because I have the bus and I like going places where it's already set up. Like if you can walk in, I mean, the ultimate thing is to go in the Comedy Mothership, right? Or any theater, not any theater, but most theaters USA.
Yeah.
Or there's beautiful comedy clubs. But there's also those bars, you know, and I travel with my own PA system and Spotlight. If the place doesn't have what I want it to be, we turn it into what I want it to be. So anywhere can be your favorite room.
Yeah.
And as long as people are there to listen and have a good time and they allow me and the other comics or the other comic to fucking take them away for a second, lose ourselves in the light, you know, then we have the best opportunity to deliver what we came for.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't even know what that is. And that's the fun.
Does the setup matter? Like
Sure
low
it does.
ceilings, high ceilings.
I mean, all of those things play a
raised
part.
stage, all that
And some places you step in and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, Joe and he, I've heard him talk about it on the podcast. He made sure that all that shit was conducive to what we're trying to do, which is so beautiful that they did that. And other rooms just have that.
Yeah.
The Ice House in Pasadena is one of my favorite rooms in the country. Just because it has those low ceilings and they just remodeled it and new owners and it's still fucking awesome. But it's amazing. And I'll tell you why I like that room so much. One, it's set up right, but two, it's, you're in LA, but when you go to the Laugh Factory or the Comedy Store or the Improv or any of the other rooms, you know, all the ones around there. But in Hollywood, that's the three, right? But then you got all the surrounding cities that have improvs and Laugh Factories and all that stuff. But usually there's like that Latino night, there's 8 to 12 to 20 comics going on and you do either 7 minutes or somebody comes in and they do 20 or 30 or, you know, whatever. But it's a showcase most of the time. But in the Pasadena Ice House, it's like the comedy clubs in the country where there's a show and there's usually 3. But you could do that. But I also love it because I can be doing this y al mismo tiempo tirarle en español, and that's a fun muscle to exercise.
Yeah.
You know, like in San Antonio.
Yeah.
If they're Latino people, yo le tiro en los dos idiomas. You know, whenever I fucking feel like it, porque me da la pinche gana.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a fun thing to do. I don't get to do that in St. Louis. I don't get to do that in Louisville. And even though I get to have a lot of fucking fun over there, that's a fun muscle to exercise. That's a fun gym. And so that's a fun place to go. I love the Ice House in Pasadena.
And do you pick your openers when you go in city to city, or do you kind of leave it up to the club? How do you
I try to take somebody, and sometimes geographically it just doesn't make sense or someone can't go. I like usually one person in front of me that does 20 minutes. I'm a glutton for that mic in my time. And I'm usually tell the people I'm gonna do an hour 10 and I'll do an hour 50. But so I like one person doing 20 minutes, but at the same time, you know, someone says they can do a guest set. Sometimes I say no because no.
Yeah.
You shouldn't ask somebody for a guest set on Saturday night at a thing where, you know, no. But and then sometimes people will say, "Hey, I know these people," and I'll check out a clip. And as long as they have something going on, and that's fun to discover new comics. You know that you go, "Oh yeah, I just worked with 2 guys in Kentucky that I just met them, and they were both pretty good. I enjoyed watching them, and I didn't think I thought it was just going to be me.
Yeah,
and I was like, all right, well, go have fun. Just do me a favor, just do 10 minutes apiece, have a good time.
Yeah. Do you think comedy is, or not think, because you're going all over, is comedy exploding all over like it is in Austin, South Texas, even LA?
I think everyone's aware of it now. You know, I think every city can do something, and some cities can do a lot of things, which is really cool. And that's and we should be thanking obviously Joe. We should be thanking Hollywood, the Laugh Factory, and the Improv, and the Comedy Store. And we should be thanking all. I've been to New York, I think, just a few times, but there's a scene going on there that I've never experienced. We should thank all that. Yeah. We should thank TP Mulrooney and guys that, you know, and Mitch Kutosh and all the people that develop comedy across this nation all the time. And because it took every bit of it, you know, for me to stay unemployed for 34 years. It's fucking awesome. Thank you.
That's amazing. That's the American dream, I think.
You know, I'm having a good time. And like I said, I remember when I did Punch a Clock, and God bless every one of you that do. because I did.
Yeah.
But I can still, maybe you have some things that you just have this image in your mind of part of your life. And I remember, and I was good at my job and I had fun at my job. But I do remember I fucking hated that part. And I don't, I like being in charge of everything that I do.
Yeah.
And in this industry, it's been feast and famine. And I've starved and I've lost a house or two and I've done some cool shit. But at the same time, I've had a good time most of the time, all the time, really. And I've provided for my family. So yo estoy contento y bien bendecido.
That's fucking awesome.
You know?
And yeah, for us to have a freaking tour bus for Number Juan Tequila parked out front for us is like huge. We're like, dude.
You know, it's cool. It's, it's kind of funny. People see, I got to, that was total Joe Biden right there, right?
Yeah.
We need Medicare. Fuck your wife. I've been on enough tour buses. I toured on Ron's forever, and I got used to that lifestyle. But I do remember being on Ron's bus all the time, and I'd love when we got to where we were going. We're having a ball, all the time. But when we get there, I love hotel rooms. I fucking let me go, and I was always kind of man, he's still on the bus. But I tell you, when it's your bus.
Oh, yeah.
He'd always have a suite, but he wouldn't go to it because he'd just stay on his bus. But you know what? He's got a fucking $1 million bus.
Yeah.
And it's nice. But I still thought, that shower sucks compared to that hotel. But when you don't have to take your shit anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And I took a shower at the Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
And wherever I'm working, this next 7 to 12 shows, no matter what they have, wherever they have it, I can go on my tour bus and I can light the fire.
Wow.
It's
never been towed?
No, thank God. Thank God.
Like you're illegally parked.
Stop saying that.
Okay, I will.
That would be expensive as
It's a
fuck.
big ass fucking tow truck.
Man.
Like they'd have to be serious about towing you.
Yeah, they'd really have to want me gone.
Yeah.
Have you done upstage before?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a nice room, shitty neighborhood.
Yeah.
I remember telling Bobby, this is fucking beautiful on the inside because on the outside, holy fuck.
Yeah, location.
But whatever, you know what? Come on out, people. Come on out.
Hell yeah.
Es tu casa de San Antonio, that's just, bring a broom, sweep up a little something.
Yes, sir. Was it the 19th, 20th, 21st?
19th and 20th in San Antonio. And go to alexcomedy.com for all the dates that are up. And go to, anyway, the social media links are there.
Alex Comedy?
alexcomedy.com. It's
Really?
alexreymundo.com.
Okay.
But I did do alexcomedy.com, the domain as well, because
And then it takes
Reymundo's
you
hard to
to it.
spell.
But that's a great freaking, that you got that domain, alexcomedy.com.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
You know that it's amazing. Mostly people that fuck up the spelling of my name are Mexicanos. I'm like, what the fuck, man? But you know what I found out? R-A-Y.
Yeah.
A lot of people named first name Reymundo. And my last name is Reymundo. Yeah.
Well, your middle name is Ray.
No. Yo no tengo.
Isn't that right?
I don't have a middle name.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Alejandro Reymundo. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. Me and my brother didn't get middle names. My sisters did, but we didn't.
Yeah. Somebody was saying about the shooter, I bet you he has 3 names. I'm like, a lot of fucking, most people.
Everybody.
have
But that's the only time you get called by your 3 names.
That
when you're
damn
really in
shooter.
trouble.
John
Your
Wilkes
parents
Booth.
did it.
Yeah. Lee Harvey.
John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah. What
Right?
did you
John
say?
Wilkes Booth.
Yeah. What did you say?
Charles Booth.
Charles Booth.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
said Wilkes?
I said Wilkes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you say
Yeah.
Charles or John?
I said John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes. Booth.
Mentiroso.
Charles Wilkes. Booth.
We'll play it back. We'll play it back.
We'll catch you in the reruns.
Damn.
Well, Alex,
Somebody in the comments said, how many broken matchsticks do you think you can ram up your own prick hole before you blow?
I would never.
at least 20.
I said 5.
Lit
Wait.
or unlit?
Before I blow. I'll say that again. What's
How many broken matchsticks do you think you can ram up your own prick hole before you blow?
what does that mean, blow?
I don't know.
Like blow them out or like
Yeah, they're not lit.
Yeah.
You just broken matchsticks.
Fucking name is root vegetable.
Yeah, you know what?
I said 5, so
Yeah.
that's his answer.
potato?
5's your
What is
answer,
it? A 1?
buddy. 1.
A 2?
1.
One.
Yeah.
Number
Just-
one.
just
How
one.
many licks does it take?
To get to the world may never know. There's a commercial I bet y'all don't know.
Oh,
You
yeah,
really
I
get
know,
that
yeah, I know that commercial.
That's the owl, right?
missed that
Yeah, the
commercial.
owl. Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
Fuck that dude,
Yeah.
bro. He was the original Hawk Tua.
You know what? I just heard of that person on the podcast and I thought, who is this person?
Really?
I got to look it up.
She's making money now.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm
That's
slow
what they
like that.
said. Hagtua.
It's crazy. So you haven't seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
Man, I wish I had the
Well,
TV working.
I haven't seen her do it.
You haven't seen her?
But I've
You've been married for 30 years.
She's a hack.
Oh man.
I did.
Yeah, she goes, what did he say? He asked her.
What's every man's favorite sexual position or something?
No, something about how do you give a blowjob? She's like, you got a hot 2 on that thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
She ain't
I've
lying.
had many blowjobs, and one of my favorite ones was I was on a tour bus,
Yeah.
sitting in that seat that sits next to the driver. So there's
Oh,
steps
shit.
coming up,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there. And by the way, I'm happily married for 29 years. Everybody, baby, I'm
Right,
sorry.
right,
I'm telling
right,
the
right.
story.
It's the
These are
disclosure.
stories I don't tell to my wife, but they're true stories. And it happened before I was married. And this girl, and I'm sitting in that chair, and this girl is literally standing in 2 steps below me and just, doing her thing. And it was the moment. And she literally, I was like, well, this girl's been on a bus before because she just opened the door and hocked to
Blew
it
it out of it?
right out the door and closed it back up. And I was like, that is skill level 5,
Wow.
baby.
That's
Holy
dope.
shit.
Were you at a travel pilot's?
Huh?
travel
No.
station?
It wasn't a lot lizard.
All right.
It was a fan of the show. It was a fan of the
It
show.
was outside about an hour ago, Beans.
Oh, if that was your best sex experience, what was your worst?
That wasn't my best sex experience. That was my best blowjob experience.
That's hilarious, though. She just
Oh, she was,
That
it was great. I went
She knew where the handle was and
Yeah.
Damn.
everything, bro. I was like, I was impressed.
do you live here? How did you know where the handle was? Just
Like, and then I married her for 29 years.
Great. Yeah. Hello. Like I said. And then
Like, oh, this is Ron's bus, right? Okay, I got this.
the worst? I don't know what the worst.
We had a guy before say he's done it in a
You've had a
porta
guy
potty.
before?
We had a guy.
I was in prison. No, but we had a guy say porta potty at Fiesta in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Nasty.
I was fuck, I just forgot. I was at this party and I was at this girl's house and everybody from the club and people did anyway, big party fun. This girl had, I'm not sure if she had 9 or 17 cats.
Oh,
And the whole
God.
place was not only smell like cats, but it was disgusting. Her whole place. It's like when you knew where people were coming over, there was like clothes on the couch and just, I mean, like her bras and just you're like,
Wow.
yeah, the shit in the sink. And I was like,
Did she invite you to an abandoned house?
I'd been with her earlier in the week, so
okay.
but that's the first time I was at her house.
her
and I was
house?
like, oh man, and I was gonna hit that again, right? Now,
But
keep
you
in
hit
mind,
it
my wife
before,
is right
right?
there, so I'm
Like,
being
she didn't
careful with my
stink.
words. But at one time, I didn't even want to pee. I went to the bathroom and I went, you know what? I was disgusted, literally disgusted,
Yeah.
and. You're gonna get some PETA hate here. I went outside to take a piss, and I was like, "This is fucking gross." And you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. And I'm at the side of the house or something taking a piss, and all of a sudden I hear this, meow, and I look over, and there's one of the 13 cats that lived there. And I was like, hey, kitty. And it wasn't fazed by me. There's a big party going on. I'm just peeing. And it got closer and closer. And then I was wearing boots and I went, and I just pinned it against the wall.
Hell yeah.
Don't get any
I'm
closer.
sorry. I didn't want it near me.
Yeah, I didn't want
and
you to
then
get
when I had it there, I went, you stinky fucking cat. And I just pissed all over it. I'm sorry. I was a young kid.
Yeah.
All right. I was a young kid.
Way before you got married.
Way before I got married. So this is,
Dude.
this is easily 33 years ago.
Damn.
But here's the funny part. Later on, I'm in the party and someone's like, hey, your cat's all wet. And I was like, and they're petting it. It's all wet.
Oh, dude. I could have predicted.
I'm sorry, everybody.
I could have predicted it was going to be a smelly pussy, but that was a different kind of smelly pussy.
Yeah, very nice, Flaws. Pinche Santa Claus.
Did
With a stink pussy joke.
Yes.
so it didn't happen there? Like you
Not
didn't
that
have
night.
sex with her?
Not that night. because I kind of disgusted myself there. I went, I gotta get out of here.
I hate the smell of cats, dude. And I'm allergic.
I love cats. And you can keep them clean in your house.
Oh, yeah.
One or two
this-
cats, cool, but like that many?
Well, yeah, I agree.
She's probably still with all
But you
those
can
cats.
even have 5 and
No.
you can maintain shit.
She's just a cat woman
No
now.
pun intended. No pun intended.
No.
No?
No. You can. She's got that shit called toxoplasmosis. Everybody in Brazil has it.
Who?
It's cats like being around cat piss.
Oh,
And you don't
It's a
smell it
brain-
anymore?
It's a brain disease.
Oh.
Yeah.
What
you
what
gotta
is
get
it?
parasites from that shit.
Yeah, and it makes people like more rageful. Then they are attracted to what? Fuck, I can't remember.
What? How much tequila did you
Sorry.
have?
Hey, have some more. Deciro?
Yeah.
What do you think of the tequila, guys?
Oh, I fucking love it. It's really, really good.
I think it's the smoothest tequila I've ever
It's
drank.
beautiful. They're artists.
Um,
They're artists in what they do.
I'm good.
Oh, you were drinking the Reposado, weren't you?
Yeah.
Give that
but
to him.
I haven't tried this one
Give
yet.
that- all right, try that one. Give that to
Try
him.
this one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm going
He
to kill
still
that.
has some.
Yeah. I'm a lightweight.
Yeah, he is.
Those big boys can handle it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, gentlemen,
Yeah,
for being
this is
pros.
really good.
It is really good. I don't think I can't remember the last time I had this much tequila.
That much tequila.
In his
That's how
hand.
fun stories start.
It's
Yeah.
a lot, but it's in his hand, so it looks.
Dude, I used to drink fucking Cuervo. It's crazy to me being a kid and just drinking tequila like that. Like,
yeah,
man.
and
was
the
I
older folks,
crazy.
the older dudes would look at you like, I don't know how you can do that.
Yeah,
and
dude.
we'd just be drinking it out of the bottle.
Out the bottle,
1800.
yeah.
Hey, on
bro.
stage, and I don't do it in the state of Texas because of the laws, but I drink out of the bottle on stage. I drink right. And by the way, look at my bottle. Look how great. And by the way, this is a 375. Usually it's a 750, double this size, but it's like a little canteen. Look at that. It's a big mouth thing.
Yeah, it is. Damn. Oh,
It's perfect to drink out of.
yeah.
Tequila's so damn
You can't
good.
do that in the
It's called
state of Texas.
numberjuantequila.com. No, tequila, Texas has some odd laws.
You can smoke
Arizona,
weed on stage.
Arizona, you can't drink on the stage. And they told me that I was at the Tempe Improv. This is years ago. They're like, Alex, you're not allowed to drink on stage. And so I would just put my bottle on the first table, and I would just step off the stage and stand on the table and I drink there. And I go, this isn't illegal, is it? And have fun. Carry on, everybody.
Joshua J. Nieto said cat piss is good for arthritis. And he said Alex Reymundo is awesome.
Thank you,
but
brother.
He's serving y'all cat piss.
You know what? It's delicious. It's
Guess
delicious.
I got me some toxic.
Man, Josh Nieto's fucking, that dude's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Is that a comic?
Yeah, at New Braunfels.
Órale, Josh Nieto.
Yeah, Joshua
Órale.
J. Nieto. He's fucking badass.
What's up, my brother? I hope to see you somewhere sometime.
Yeah, he'll get you
We'll
on the
drink
show.
cat piss together.
He produces shows in New Braunfels.
Oh, I know Josh. I know
Yeah.
Josh. I know him because Raymond hooked me up with him.
Yes.
Yeah, Josh
Oh,
books that
yeah.
stuff, and he's a comic. Yeah, and you know what? Raymond said great things about him. So Josh, and
we
we
love
probably met before. So I'm sorry, Josh. I know.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Josh is a killer. I love him.
He was trying to get on Kill Tony yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
was.
said he almost got on. I don't know what he meant by that.
He said Tony. His name was on Tony's fingers and it slipped out.
How did he know that?
It was a joke. Pete.
Oh,
It was a joke.
damn it.
You know, I hope I get to do that.
Yeah.
It's 1 minute, right?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Do
1
you
minute?
do you think you could do that? Like cut it down to a minute?
Of course I can. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd succeed, but of course I can fucking give it an attempt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tony would put you up there as a guest.
I don't know.
No?
He knows me, but I don't know. That's up to him.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know
too.
what? And there's something for earning it too.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yes. Or earning it by signing up and getting pulled. Oh, as a guest. You mean as a guest?
You mean on the panel? I think.
Yeah, on the panel.
Yeah,
I don't
okay,
think
yeah.
I deserve. I don't know. I don't think I deserve that. But and if he said, hey, we're going to put you up on there, I'd say, fuck yeah. And if he said, hey, you got to put your name in here, I'd say, okay. You know, whatever the
That's
rules
dope.
are.
Yeah.
Whatever the rules are.
I've seen
I
him
look forward to it.
call out Ron to come go out. and
Ron
do
did it.
Yeah,
Ron
he
went
did.
on there for a minute.
Yeah,
You know,
Ron's
and then
been
of
on
course
there.
he's done the panel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did a minute, right?
Yeah,
He did
a
do
few
a
weeks
minute.
ago.
The Lululemon thing or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night's panel was fucking hilarious. It was Shane Gillis dressed up as Trump, and then Adam Ray was dressed up as Biden. And it was so perfect because of what happened this weekend.
Yeah.
And they filmed their episodes, like they drop every Monday, but they film them 3 weeks in advance.
Right.
Right. And they're filming every Monday, but the episode was 3 weeks ago, but it was so perfect with what happened this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And then Monday it came out
Timing.
with boom. And Dave.
Beautiful comedy.
Shane Gillis fucking
Yeah.
killed it. He killed it as Trump. He does a great Trump.
Does he?
Yeah, he does an amazing Trump. Yeah.
I hope that I hope we at least get to do the mothership while you're out there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. I mean,
I know you're.
but that's not my call. That's not my
of
call.
course,
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Creek in the Cave's badass down there.
Vulcan.
The Vulcan goes off. Yeah. They kicked me.
Yeah,
out.
I did the Vulcan.
Really?
Just right after the pandemic started loosening up.
What did you do during the pandemic?
I
You
was
just
home.
focused more on.
I was home for 7 months. you
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah, which was for the first time in my life, which was fucking awesome. For 3 months.
You have land?
and then I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I love my wife and kids, but holy shit, I don't know how people do it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because I love them,
Mhm.
and I just realized I gotta get the fuck out of here. I get antsy where I'm
Yeah.
anywhere for 10 days.
Yeah.
And you know what I found out? My wife and kids felt the same way about me. They were ready for me to fucking go.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
Yeah, and I'm
That's
cool
a
with
great
that.
relationship.
I'm cool with that too. I was like, all right, I get the fuck out of here, and yeah. But it was.
If I got
It
to
was
hear
beautiful.
another one of his jokes again.
My wife has always been pretty cool. She
Yeah.
tolerates my bullshit.
Yeah.
She always. Because what do? We play with words, right? We play with words, and we're looking for a combination for a laugh,
Yeah.
and nothing's out of bounds.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I'll say something and she'll go, "You're lucky that's funny."
Yeah, it was on the edge.
The fun,
Yeah.
the fun thing, the thing I'm having fun with here lately is we have a couple dogs and they're both female. I go, you want to go outside, you stupid bitches? And I go, I'm just talking to the dogs, baby. And she goes, even the kids go, all right, Dad, that's enough of that shit. But it's fun, and I'm playing with words. I'm playing with words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But how many comedians do you know with a lasting marriage?
I don't know. I'm sure they exist.
Yeah.
Me,
One.
I care about me. It's funny. People always ask me
That's
about
true.
other comics and what do you think of this? And what do you think? I don't
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
I'm busy being me.
It's not about them. It's more like the fact that you've been able to maintain a lasting relationship is kind of unique.
I got a good lady, man. I got a good lady, and I work at it. I work at. I take being a husband seriously. I take being a comic seriously. I take being a father seriously, and a contributing member to this nation. My family came here with a dream that we could be something that they didn't have, that they didn't feel that they had the opportunity there, and they sacrificed a lot. My parents are both artists. My father was, like I said, a cliff diver, and he was an artist. He could paint. He could draw. My mother can sing, and she's an artist. And her family suppressed her because they were, she tells me stories all the time how she wanted to do shit, and that's cheap people, because her family was doctors and all this shit, and they looked down on that, and then they suppressed that, but my family, my mom and dad came here and waited tables and cleaned hotel rooms, to give us an opportunity. And I'm proud of my mother and father because I can say that all of my brothers and sisters, all 6 of us, were entrepreneurs. We all work for ourselves, and we've worked for other people. But and that's a testament to my mom and dad. So I'm proud of that.
Cheers to that, man.
Right?
Cheers to good fucking
That's why I put my dad on the bottle, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Oops.
Well,
I should
that's
put my mom
badass.
in the back of the bottle.
Yes, sir.
They made a
Aquí está,
fucking.
güey.
It made for a fucking
da miedo.
amazing person, man. We appreciate
Thank you, brother.
coming and
Thank
spending
you,
your time
brother.
with us.
It's cool. It's
Yes,
cool.
man. I think I like the brown one a little bit more.
The reposado is beautiful, bro.
Really?
Oh, you drank
Yeah.
the blanco now. You had the
Really?
reposado
Yeah,
first.
I just tried the
Ah.
Oh, but it has a nice little aftertaste
Yeah,
though.
this is a nice little.
It has a nice aftertaste.
You know what? I keep my white bottle in the freezer, and it's so beautiful.
Oh, I bet, man.
Damn.
Oh, should have fucking thought of that, Beans. Fuck.
Te dolió? Te dolió?
But Alex, thank you.
You're looking like that girl that someone's going to take advantage of hearing about in
Fuck.
15 minutes.
I hope not,
Hey,
bro.
follow her.
And I feel like I want to take advantage of somebody right now. So
I am your cousin, sir.
Hey,
fuck.
move to Kentucky. It's fine.
Wow.
Wait, Alex, is your wife your cousin?
So years ago, this is how it all started. So years ago, this is a joke this is what's fun about time, right? And you could just make a joke that you do 3 times or 1 time and never do again. Now you can't smoke anywhere. Right. Yeah. But I remember 22 years ago, whatever it was, and they passed a law where you couldn't smoke in public in Kentucky. That's tobacco state.
Wow.
And I was at the local club doing open mic, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Today they passed a law in Kentucky where you can't smoke in public. You got tobacco barn farms everywhere. I said, I'm telling y'all, it's a slippery slope. Next week, you ain't going to be able to fuck your own sister, okay? That's all I'm saying. And people were like, motherfucker, did that Mexican just say that? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Damn, that's fucking right.
Which is great, again, about what we do. Fun jokes that you get to do once.
Situational kind of.
Yeah, where was I? I think we were in a comedy competition. We were up in Wisconsin. This is decades ago. You guys were probably 10. I look, there's 2 magazines. There's, it was Christopher Reeve and, what's Hugh Grant, right? The English actor. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Both on the cover of 2 magazines. I would look down and I said, look at that. That dude got head and that guy hit his head.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Both on the cover of a magazine.
Damn. So Kentucky, like, what do you think about Mitch McConnell?
I think he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I think he's
the worst piece of shit.
I'm sorry, was I clear? Am I close enough on the mic?
Yeah.
I think he's a piece of shit.
It's the fucking worst. But isn't it amazing when he's like locks up? It's like,
there's not many. It's a weird thing. One, I think he's a piece of shit. But 2, he also gives me this feeling, which I know he couldn't defend himself, but he's just that face you just want to fucking punch. Because I used to be wild in my earlier days.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I just want to fucking hit him in the face.
It is a punchable face.
And that's, it's just, he ain't going to hurt his jaw.
No.
Like the fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, right. But he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit. He's and I'm not saying because he's a Republican or a Democrat. That's for everyone to figure out on your own. Sure. Everybody, it's a free nation, but he is not helping the American people.
No.
Okay?
No, he's helping himself.
He's not helping. He's not here to help the American people, and he will say shit that makes you think he is, but he is not. And sorry.
Yeah. Well, he's retiring, so.
Oh, nice.
Right? Stepping down.
Not soon enough.
Yeah. Hopefully life retired. No.
Why not? He's already fucked everybody,
Yeah. It's pretty fucked up, if you looked into it.
Why? Why'd you? That's a weird random question.
Kentucky.
I'm
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have land?
I've had land.
Back where you live?
I've had
in
land.
Texas?
I don't have land now. I guess we're on a little over an acre now, but that's not land.
Yeah.
I've had as many as 7.5 acres. And which is fun to take care of, and because I'm Mexican, I fucking love manual labor, and I like doing that kind of stuff. And to be honest, that's where I come up with most of my premises. Not from what I'm doing,
right?
But from that freedom of that. Because I do catch a buzz when I go do that. I catch a little buzz and I go out and I work in whatever I'm doing and my mind just flows. I'm into manual labor and I can just fucking take my mind wherever it wants to go.
Yeah.
We have our horses on a piece of land that's like 400 acres. And every once in a while I have to do shit there. Not maintaining all of that, of course. But I do lend a hand and I fucking love land, And now with the tequila company, I get to go to Matitan, Jalisco, and I walk in Mexico, se llama hectares. Hectares,
really?
that's like an acre and a half.
Yeah.
They measure everything different there, and hectares, and I get that. I get to walk the land, and it's fun.
Did you say that's the most beautiful place you've been?
Matitan?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. And
What do you think is the most beautiful place you've been? And you're just like, this
my
place.
wife. Half the dudes are like, what a fucking
Solid.
queer man. fucking
Solid, dude.
suck ass son of a bitch.
That's dope.
That way I get away with all the other stories I told today.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear me say that beautiful thing about you, baby?
Yeah.
This nation is beautiful,
Oh, yeah.
and I've been blessed enough. I've played all 50 states doing stand-up. I've seen them all, but I've also done stand-up in all 50 states. I've performed in Germany, in Japan, in Canada, in Mexico. I want to do more Mexico. I want to shoot another special. I'd love to shoot another special. That's coming, everybody. And I'd love to shoot it in Spanish también, because that's a muscle I want to exercise. And there's obviously stand-up comedy going on in Mexico. And I, even though I don't command the Spanish language, hablo español bien, ¿verdad? Pero hacer chistes en español es una cosa diferente.
Yeah.
¿Verdad? Es otra velocidad, es otro sentido, pero yo creo que I could do it.
Yeah.
I could do it. I could translate it easily a third of my jokes, and I can wing it from there. So
Yeah,
I'd love to shoot
dope.
something in Spanish.
That'd be so cool.
I got a haircut the other day, and the fucking guy was like, ¿Entiendes español? And I'm like, sí, un poquito. This motherfucker was Cuban. And he started talking, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even.
They don't speak Spanish?
Cubano.
Spanish?
It's
No,
so
habla muy
fucking-
diferente. Muy rápido, sí. Y ¿sabe qué le quitan they don't enunciate as
Yes,
much.
there's no
Le quitan
oomph to it.
Yes,
Oh.
like you would say, ¿a dónde? ¿Dónde está el Hy-Vee? Vete aquí, en la esquina, tomas a la derecha.
Right.
And
Exactly.
Cuban would be like, they'd be like, oye, Hy-Vee, aquí en la esquina, a la derecha.
Yeah, they don't finish what they're saying. And
Yeah.
Oh, it's
and I was, him and his buddy were talking to each other. And I'm like, I can't even pick up. Because if somebody like Mexicans talking fast Spanish,
You could-
I could pick up.
Yeah.
Like, every
Yeah,
other
yeah.
word.
We
I'm like,
enunciate.
oh, okay, I know what they're saying,
We
right?
enunciate.
With this one, I was like, I
It's a
don't know what
different
the fuck they're saying at all. Like, I was like, dude, I don't know what he's saying.
I've
This
done
is not
Spanish radio in
bro.
Miami, and I'm like,
That's where
I'm hanging on. I feel like I'm surfing. I'm like, all right, I think I got it, guys.
Alex? And then they
¿Qué?
just stop in Alex.
Back to you, Alex.
No,
all,
no,
all,
no.
all you heard was cocaína.
Oye, coño, ¿qué va con este chico?
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking
It's all
weird.
different. It's all different, and
It's not Spanish.
no,
Tell you that.
my daughter is engaged to. All right, he's an American kid, grew up here, but he's a Spaniard. And the other day I was doing something with him, and God bless him, great kid, not real handy, And
Yeah.
I'm handy, and I
Yeah.
was like. I said, I'm going to turn you into a Mexican yet. I said, you're going to get fucking handy and we're going to lose that fucking lisp, is what we're going to do. Los españoles hablan así. Siempre. No sé por qué, pero ellos hablan así. Le quitan
That's fucked up.
That's fucking hilarious.
Sylvester the Pussycat.
Saccharine,
Look, I'm doing more fucking. I don't know why. Every time I do an impression, I look at you.
Saccharine, saccatash.
It's hilarious though because you're his fucking father-in-law now. So he's got to deal with it.
Oh, you know what? He does. And I did a joke about him the other night when his mom and dad came to the show for the first time. And I just threw him in there. And when I laughed, I said, hey, welcome to the family, fucker. Because
Yeah.
and then I did that joke again. In my house, everyone's fair
yeah.
game. Everyone's fair game.
That's our slogan here. When you're
Yeah.
here, you're family, bitch.
Right?
Yep. I hope
That seems like you're directing it at somebody.
At the guest.
Oh,
It's the guest.
I saw you channeling. I saw you channeling your wife right there. You're mad.
When you hear your family, you fucking bitch. Like, Jesus Christ.
This got real.
Is that your slogan? Or I told you, bro, the tequila, you gave it to me. Next is
I hate the bus. That's your kids later. It was fun.
I hate that guy in the bus.
It was fun until it wasn't. Y después mi papá hizo esto.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, thank you so much.
Are we done? All right. Thanks, guys.
You want to go?
Yes.
We can go.
How long we been on?
2 hours.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go for 2.5 hours. You know, and
Hey,
we
Rogan
never
does
wanna-
3. I'm just saying, fellas.
yeah, well, I'm down. We can keep going. What do you think about aliens? Do you think they exist?
Well,
or
I call them mom and dad, but
wow,
you know,
they're citizens now.
they are, and I'm not.
Oh yeah,
I
heard that.
procrastinated. I procrastinated.
Really?
Never got my citizenship. I still don't. I'm a resident alien since the day I walked into this country, and people get my wife, even my mom, my dad. They were all, hey, what okay. And the truth is, I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah.
But also the truth is, at one time I left it alone because you couldn't own anything in Mexico and not be a Mexican citizen, which is not the case anymore. You can have dual citizenship. So, but that was my reason at the time, and now it's just the fact that I'm just a procrastinator. And for anybody in this nation that gets mad at me because I sometimes, try to get people to open their eyes about what's going on in the world, and they get mad because I'm not even a citizen, but I do care about this nation. But I do everything but vote and jury duty, which is the reason I'm staying out of it now. I don't want to fucking do jury
That's
duty.
great.
But I pay the taxes. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company. I have several companies, and I contribute to this nation in every single way.
You can just show them a set, one of your sets, and be like, I don't think I'm suitable for jury duty.
Yeah. I would.
I don't. They're not going to call me because I'm not a citizen. But at the same time, if I was chosen, because my wife's been chosen like 3 or 4 times, and it sucks for her, But, if I was if I was a citizen and I went that far, I would say something so crass in the beginning, they'd be like, this guy can't.
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Or they'd be like, this is exactly who we want on this jury.
Damn.
And not that that's the way I believe, but I would try to get out of jury duty.
Yeah.
This side of
But,
the table,
like,
no jury
But at the
duty.
same time, for anybody listening, jury duty is a very, very important thing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't make light of it because it's your responsibility. It's not mine.
It's your responsibility, not mine. You should take it seriously, goddammit. Sit up and quit drinking at work, motherfucker.
No, yeah, like they haven't called me in forever for jury duty. It's weird, but I wanted jury duty because I'm kind of nosy like that.
I would, yeah.
I want to get a good fucking trial.
My wife was on a. She's been called a few times, but one time she was on a murder thing, and
The glove didn't fit.
she went on that one.
That'd been fucking cool.
Write a book, but it's crazy. It's crazy, and you know what? It's a civic duty, right?
Yeah.
And you guys should do it when you're called.
I would.
I won't.
But they won't call me. They called me one time and then they didn't after that. I don't know why.
They gave up.
It's fucking weird. But do you believe that like there's fucking aliens here with us?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think the government signed a treaty, a compact with them?
I think they know way more than they let on to know, and now I've heard people speak of that they're spiritual beings.
Yeah.
And my wife, the first time I heard her say that, I said, "You're fucking nuts." But I've heard other people talk about it, and kind of makes sense. And I'm like, okay, all right. And because the truth is, I have no idea.
Right.
I remember being a kid and seeing Operation Blue Book on TV. That was an old show. How old are you guys? I'm
40.
all right.
40,
44.
I'm 30.
All right, so I'm 59. I'm an old guy, so I remember being.
Wow, dude, you're great for 59,
Hey,
bro.
I remember being 8 and 9 and watching that show, or 11, and I remember laying in the yard just staring at the stars, saying, "Come on, come get me! I want to go. I want to see." I'm adventurous that way, so I believe they're there. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are because so many theories have been thrown out. But I know there's something flying around out there.
Yeah,
that
like
we
the
that
thought that
probably been here forever, way before us.
not the past 10, 15 years. Like, that's nothing to
They didn't
them,
just
right?
show
I
up
would think
through-
that's nothing to them. But the thought that they're spiritual beings kind of make, for me, the question that I've always had for anybody that, not always, but like recently had for people that believe in God, right?
I believe in God.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in God.
Do you believe that God is the God of earth or God is the God of the universe?
It's so funny that you say that because I saw something in the other day that
What the fuck is going on in there?
versus the curtain. That's God.
Rich is, oh, shit. Wow.
I believe in God. I said that.
He
I
said
believe
he
in God.
believed in God.
I believe in God. All right, everybody, the lights are coming down.
Yeah.
The simulation was like, the hell you do?
Wow.
What is it? The night the lights flew out in Georgia.
That was definitely-
I do. I'm a big time believer, but I did see something the other day. I know you're dealing that. We're being pros and continuing the show. This is what Chris Rock did when he got punched in the face. He just kept going with the show. I do believe it just gave way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't clamp it down tight enough, and that's zip tied wrong. I saw something that said that in the Bible, Jesus refers only to God as God. But when he refers to Satan at one time, he says he is the God of this earth, which is weird. I don't remember reading that. And so that was pretty heavy. I was like, whoa. So, that's why when people say, wow, what's going on this planet? This is hell. And maybe, I don't know, it made my mind go, wow, is this the prison that God sent Satan to? And this is where he rules. And God's trying to get his message to all of us that, there's a better place than this. Yeah. And then they even went on to kind of insinuate that, that the things that we chase and want are all distractions from what we should want, which is peace and love and unity with God, which we're humans, so you shouldn't beat yourself up for wanting something, but it is temptation trying to take you away from God, which is a very heavy fucking thing to think of.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's weird that you brought that up because I just saw this 3 days ago and that's supposedly it's in the Bible. I'm gonna do a little research. And I was like, holy shit, because they say that Jesus literally refers to Satan and he does call him God of this earth. Of this earth at one time. And again, wow. I don't know if that's a fact. That's what something that was shown to me. And I went, whoa, that's heavy.
Yeah. The thing that comes to my mind is like, if God is God of the universe.
Which I believe in God.
Right? Yeah.
I do.
Even before you got married a long time ago.
Yeah.
When you were crazy.
I've always been spiritual. And by spiritual, I mean tequila.
Right. So if God is God of the universe and there are aliens out there in the universe, why would they not believe in God? Right? Why would they not be spiritual beings? Yeah,
I don't know.
And why would we be the chosen ones where we're the special people for God? No, I think, if there are aliens and there is a God of the universe.
I think everything belongs to God. I mean, I think, I saw a squirrel cross the road today and I missed it on purpose, right? I averted.
In your bus?
Yeah, I averted. I saw it going and I was like, you fucking lucky little dude. But I did the maneuvers that I had to do to make, and I wasn't even close, but I did respond to it.
Yeah.
My wife, I've been around my wife long enough that we don't let anything, die.
Do you go fishing?
You know what? I like going because I like golf. I like hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the fish. I give a fuck about it's fun. I smoke some dope and I hang out with my friends.
Come a long way from pissing on cats, I'll tell you that.
I don't think I've ever told that story. I didn't kill that cat. And you know what? And I guarantee you that house smelled better.
It smells like some good
smells like
piss.
tequila in here. But my wife is gonna hate it. She's never heard that story.
Yeah.
She won't watch this.
And you know what was funny? What's funny is when I pinned that cat against the brick wall or the house, it was, I had it like right here, which is like right under the thing. And it was scratched. They tried scratching the fuck out of me, but I was wearing boots. Yeah, go ahead, kitty.
That's hilarious.
Damn.
I'm sorry. That's so mean of me.
That's hilarious.
I was a kid. Lieutenant, it's a club.
Woo. Oh, fuck. All right. Let's call this one over. Fucking studio.
Thanks for bringing up the worst moment of my life.
Amazing. That's what we do here. I try to get the worst sex experience, but that was not sex. So it didn't count. Did not count.
Hey, come see me, everybody. Come, let's have some fun.
Definitely.
Escape the world that we live in for a moment. But I will say this, of the world that's out there, everybody, I hope you got your eyes open. I hope you got your eyes open.
Yeah.
So much shit's going on. Every time people say, oh my God, this is going on. Can you believe this is happening? Let me tell you something. Whatever you think is going on, way worse than that. It is way worse than that. And we're numb to, to everything. Yeah. And we need to open our eyes.
But I agree. Like the people controlling us, that we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Doesn't that suck? That's someone's agenda.
Sure. It does suck. Right. But when we get out there and we're, in front of and around people that we don't know, no, people are not fucking rude like that.
No.
Right? Everybody's helping each other.
People aren't. No.
You know what I mean?
Everyone that I saw at the Hy-Vee today and wherever I stopped, we're good people.
Yeah. For the most part, right? There's more good people
all
than
those
bad.
that you encounter somewhere, some are bad people.
Sure. Yeah.
But for the most part, the common man,
Yeah.
we're good people. We
As
don't-
humans, it's not as dire.
you know, whether it's this nation or Mexico or Afghanistan or Beirut or wherever the fuck, Germany, people are,
Yeah.
you know, it's
we're all human.
it's the leaders that they're going, hey, this is what's going on, and this is what you should
Exactly.
do, and this is what you should, and it's sad.
And
So
now we
open
are
your
treated
eyes.
like a sports team. You know what I mean? Like you can't say anything about my sports team because I'm not going to believe it.
Years
Yeah.
ago, I was like, you know what's wrong with third world nations and fourth and fifth world nations is they don't have professional sports
Mm.
to take out that aggression, you know, in a safe way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
You know, I grew
Oh,
up
yeah.
As you should
Fort
be.
Worth, and
Fuck
as I
yeah.
should, I'm a
Good.
Cowboy fan, season ticket holder since '92.
Let's
You
go.
know, I'm a fan since I was a kid. But it was the first nice thing that I bought for me. And but my brother, my best friend, is a Redskin fan. Fuck him.
Dude.
During
my
the
dad.
season,
Dude,
right? All the
dude.
time.
Crazy.
You probably
know
see
what?
my dad in
But
Dallas.
I love that. And we love that because we can, you know, if you're in football season or baseball season or whatever, basketball, whatever you're into, hockey, you can yell at each other and scream at each other, and it's just in fun. And I used to say that's what, you know, all these other nations that don't have that need, because maybe they'd fucking let some of that aggression out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're not seeing what they're seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
And we almost get a little distracted by all the shit that we have.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
Dude, my dad, we go to the Cowboys Redskins game every
Yeah.
year, the rivalry game.
Yeah.
He dresses up like an Indian. He tailgates. Like everybody fucking knows him out there. Dude, he kind of looks like you a little bit. But I was gonna say last thing.
What he said, he
there's
looks
one
like an
thing.
Indian?
Huh?
He looks
yeah,
like an Indian.
Yeah, he does.
It's almost India's cabrones. India's tarascos.
One thing that you taught me was if you flick your nipple,
Árale.
if you flick your nipple, it always gets hard.
Takes 3 seconds. Takes 3 seconds. That's such a stupid joke.
What the fuck?
It happens.
It's so fucking
It happens.
crazy.
He said it happens.
does.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
I learned that during COVID.
I'm gonna go home. Hey, honey, look at this trick.
Nope. Watch the rest of the joke.
And if you flick a woman's nipple, it takes her no time to call the cops. That's what I found out, everybody. The other day I saw a girl in the airport with a baby breastfeeding and had a blanket, and I just got right in front of her. I was like, is this the line? I'm sorry. It's a joke, everybody.
It's a long time
It's a
ago,
joke.
before you got married.
Yeah,
Before you got married.
Yeah, way before. Way before.
Thank you. But thank you so much, Alex, for coming. And man, this was fun. This was really
way
fun.
too much fun.
Yeah, the production's gonna suck, but the fucking
the fucking
Thank you.
curtain fell,
Yeah.
the lights fell. It reminds me of one thing, and then we'll get out of here. I was in a limo with Paul and George and Joey and
Damn.
Marilyn, and we'd been at some party, and the promoter, they had a limo for us, right? We do the show, and we come out, and we're smoking pot in the limo, and we go to leave, and it doesn't start. We were like, what the fuck?
It's a stretch limo.
Yeah, they had to jump it. We were like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. We were all laughing so hard. How Mexican is this shit? We
That
gotta
happened
fucking
to
get
me on my bachelor party.
Oh, dude. We
The
were like,
fucking limo didn't start when we were getting ready to leave.
oh. It's a hazard of limos because you got everything on. The lights
Yeah.
are on. The
it's
radio's
true.
on.
It's true.
You know, you're partying. But it was too fucking funny. We all.
Oh, what a baller move.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
amazing. I've never been in a limo.
Really?
What?
Never been in a limo. That's crazy.
Next
He's
life
like,
for a
I quit limos at 18.
My next
When I was 18.
bachelor,
That's when I quit.
My next bachelor party, I got you.
No.
Really? You've never been
I've
in a limo?
never been in a limo.
How old are you?
40.
You never seen the quince or
No.
anything?
No. No.
All right,
Yeah. That's
your kids
what's
can
weird.
see the bus, but you can't. You can't go bus first. You can't go bus first. There's no fucking way, bro.
No, man. I quit buses when I was 17, bro.
Were you a lot lizard? What was it?
How do you think I knew about
They
the
call him
pilots?
flaca.
They call him Flaca. Oh, here comes Flaca.
Órale, cabrona. Jactui.
She opens the fucking back of the truck after she's
Cabrona got skills,
How do you say
bro.
Haktua in Cuban?
Oh man.
Is that a plantain? I don't know.
Oh, that's fucking gross.
I think he actually went there.
Yeah, I did. It's gross. Fuck yeah, man. Dude, I would love to do this again.
Hey.
For real.
Next time you come,
You know what? I like having fun. Come see the shows, everybody.
Hell yeah. We'll
sir.
be there. We'll
Hey, and
make sure
congratulations to you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, we just had Alex
Reymundo
Reymundo.
on the fucking podcast. Another Latin king of comedy.
Yes,
El
sir.
presidente del
Number Juan.
Number Juan.
I thought it was Numero Juan.
No.
Number Juan.
NumberJuanTequila.com. Everybody go on there. I'll see you if you're in San Antonio. I'll see you Saturday 2 to 4. Pick up a bottle at Alamo City, or go online, order it, and deliver it right to your house nationwide. There's a discount code. Put Alex there, and it's another 15% off of the prices, which are the lowest prices you'll find anywhere.
Damn. That's dope.
Yeah, no, that's you know what? We encourage everybody to go to the liquor stores and buy them.
Yeah.
But we're a small company and we're in 39 states, but we're not in every liquor store in 39 states. Not even in San Antonio, we're not in every liquor store. The easiest way to get my tequila is go online, and it is the cheapest price you're going to find.
All right. Promo code Alex. Code Alex. Get that discount.
Let's fucking go.
All right.
Delicious.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a great show this weekend, and we'll see you then. Thank you, brother.
I see you, Ryan. Look at all that shit. Yo, kid, you was right.
Kick back at the castle, pole on tuck, get these eyes one battle. They gon' eat shells, I'ma feed them ammo. Barrel got big knife, caught a big Rambo. Pour another cup, baby, go ahead.